The opinions expressed of this show are for entertainment purposes and should not be misconstrued or interpreted as fact. If you have a gambling problem, call 1-800-522-4700.
Good morning, Pub Sports Radio. Everyone out there, happy Sunday, man. Welcome to Walk Off Wagers presented by Pub Sports Radio. Your guy, Wine Time Sports, with me, as always, the other half of Walk Off Wagers. My guy, Spoons Bets, coming in here. Guys, sorry we're late here. A couple technical difficulties on my end, but we're here. We're ready. We've got a nice card to break down today. It's been a couple rough days for me personally in baseball, but I love this card today. I'm excited to break this one down. I've already got a couple plays. I haven't tweeted out any of my plays yet. Haven't made anything official quite yet. I'm going to lock everything in as we talk about these games, guys. But if you guys are just here for the first time, this is Walk Off Wagers. Me and my guy Spoons break down the entire MLB card every single Sunday, 8 a.m. over here on the West Coast, 11 a.m. over there on the East Coast. We have a good time doing it too. Shout out to our guy T filling in for Jose today on the ones and twos, our guy back there. So shout out to him for showing out for us. Spoons, how are you, my guy? How was your week, and how's your weekend coming along here on a Sunday now?
It was a pretty good week. Last week I mentioned that we were going to a minor league baseball game after the show. That was a blast. Ended up running into one of the players at a restaurant afterwards. Wrigley had a great time hanging out. They had bouncy houses and all that. So it started out real good. Units-wise, it was bad for me. Friday was just one of my worst days, but yesterday had 2-2 day. Ready to get back on it.
Yeah, I'm excited, guys. Like I said, we've got a loaded card today. I want to give a quick shout out to everyone in the chat that's been here from the beginning, man. I can't even think about what number show this is. I want to say it's 10 or 11. But man, things have been going so great over here on Walk Off Wagers. Breaking down this entire card and bringing on some really good guests along the way as well. Let me turn off my notifications. Can't have that going right now. With that being said here, smash the like button for us, guys. Shout out to my guy Swaggy McNichols in the chat right there. He says Brooks was here. Shout out to you. He always says that every Sunday morning. MLG Beavis in the house. T Moss. AM. Jimmy the motherfucking bag. Shout out to Jimmy there, man. Showing out for us here on a Sunday. Good to see you, my guy, and hope your weekend's going great over there. Nicholas Handy in the building. We've got Scott. We've got Wager Detective. Our guy, Sports Scientist Jacob, who might be with us here pretty shortly, breaking down a couple games. Sean Higgs in the building. He said Wine Plus Spoon's a good start to a Sunday. You already know. And shout out to Higgsy over there on the Sean Higgs YouTube channel. He goes live a couple times a day, breaks down the card, gives you guys his future plays. Just killing it over there. Love everything he's doing over there. Our guy TJ in the building. He said, damn, Spooner, I just saw your rant. I might have to see that rant now because I didn't see that. Shout out to Sly One in the chat as well, Jonathan Pullman. Let's get to work, though, Spoons. I'm excited. We've got a large card today, as we do every single Sunday. Always one of the biggest cards of the week. And there's my guy, Isaac Clare, right there in the building. Shout out to you, Isaac. Thanks for showing out here, and hope you're having a good Sunday over there in Las Vegas. Irish King right there I see as well. So shout out to you guys, man. I'm excited to get right into it. The first game that we are going to be talking about today, let me pull this up here. Is this in right order? Just want to double check. Yeah, this is in right order. All right, so we will start this one down here. Spoons, you got anything in the first game here that we're going to be talking about?
Yeah, I got the Kansas City Royals. The Minnesota Twins are going to have Jose Urena pitching the bulk of the innings today for him. This is a guy that just for years now has been a straight fade in my book. He's looked a little bit serviceable so far in his short time in the majors, but I think this is a spot where you have a pitcher that shouldn't really be in the majors. And if we look up and down this Twins lineup, Austin Martin, Cody Clemens, Ryan Jeffers, Luke Keeshiel, Alan Rodin, Trevor Larnach hitting sixth, Brooks Lee, Mickey Gasper, Ryan Fitzgerald. This is a AAA lineup. Like half of these guys would not start or be even a utility guy on half the teams in baseball right now. Kansas City Royals still have a little bit to play for, and they just traded for Ryan Bergert. This guy's coming from the Padres system. Coming out of college, he was one of the most highly regarded prospects, and he ended up having a late Tommy John surgery that kind of kept him back, pushed him back to like a fifth-round pick, and took him a few years to develop. But everything I've seen from him on the major league level looks just really impressive. I think Kansas City Royals got a good one with him, and I think they got the pitching advantage, the lineup advantage. There is no Bobby Witt in the lineup for the Kansas City Royals. That's not awesome, but still really like the Royals here. They have the better bullpen pieces. Everybody's available. We got 62% of the tickets on the Royals, 76% of the cash. This line has dropped about 10 cents without Bobby Witt in the lineup from minus 120 to minus 110. Maybe 15 cents because Minnesota is a minus 110 on some books where you look. So definitely some late movement to Minnesota, but you can explain it with that Bobby Witt injury. 66% of the tickets on the over and 86% of the cash on the over. This line opened at a 9.5, and it hasn't even got more juice to the over. I mean, it's basically stayed exactly where it's at. Weather in this game looks really nice. There's 75 degrees throughout the game. No chance of rain. 2-mile-an-hour winds blowing towards the left. Ballpark Pal has this modeled at plus 13% runs overall, plus 15% home runs.
Interesting. And right now, actually, Spoons, I am seeing some 9s on the board as we speak here. One of my 3 books, at least, we have a 9. The other 2, we're still at 9.5s here. But yeah, I've got a 9 here, juice to the over at minus 120 here. So we have seen some movement. The books have moved it a little bit there from that 9.5 to that 9. This is going to be a good ball game here. I mean, 2 of the AL Central teams right here. Going into this one, Spoons, I mean, I saw that you were on the Royals in this one. And when I capped this game, I kind of capped it towards the Twins. I'm not going to lie here. I just think the Twins, you mentioned it, man, this batting order, it's like a AAA batting order. I mean, I'm surprised that they've actually been hitting the ball and winning some ball games, but it seems like they've only been playing a little bit better since they kind of got Correa out of there. These younger guys are starting to hit the ball a lot better. And then they go out yesterday and lay a complete goose egg and not score any runs. I mean, a 2-0 ball game. You can't score if you don't score runs, obviously, and they couldn't get anything across the board. We're seeing both team totals at 4.5 here, though, which makes me think that both these pitchers are going to get hit today. Either way we look at it, especially I think the Twins coming off that laying a goose egg. I'm so close to moving on the Twins, especially with Bobby Witt Jr. out of that order. That Royals lineup, I mean, doesn't look much better than a AAA lineup without Bobby Witt. I don't like this lineup by any means here. I'm very close to moving on the Twins here. You kind of have me a little bit trepidatious here, though. I'm not going to lie that you're on the Royals, but you know what? We're going to go heads up here on the first game, Spoons. I'm going to make it official because I wanted to make it official before the show. I'm going to be on the Minnesota Twins here. Spoons, if you can do me a favor, can you just read off the market one more time, the bet percentages and where the money's at in this ballgame?
Yep. You have 62% of the tickets and 76% of the cash on the Kansas City Royals. Pull up Circa's number. So this was at a minus 112 plus 100 in favor of Kansas City before the Bobby Witt news. And this line moved 10 cents away from both of those. So Kansas City is now at minus 102 on Circa and minus 110 Minnesota since the Bobby Witt news.
And I'm not going to lie, though, Spoons, it is a little bit, I mean, Bobby Witt, I feel like would be worth a little bit more than 10 cents. It kind of seems like, I mean, was he a question mark going into this game when you capped it last night with Kyle? Did you ever think that he might not be in this one?
No, I expected him to play today. It's a little bit of an odd rest day. They still have a much better lineup, in my opinion. Yastrzemski, Garcia, Pasquantino, Salvador Perez, Jonathan India, Kyle Isbell. Like, they have some actual major league guys in this lineup. If I look on the other side, I really just see Trevor Larnach. I see a young Luke Keichel. Clemens is kind of bounced around, but he's definitely not a 2-hole hitter. This is a guy that is a utility guy. It's still a pretty good lineup advantage, in my opinion, to the Kansas City Royals. But the market definitely moved pretty quickly when they saw he was out.
Yeah, and shout out to our guy Joey DFS in the building. Shout out to all the guys over there breaking down the UFC card every single Tuesday and Saturday right here on Pub Sports Radio. Those guys are holding it down, killing it too in the live stream. I'm not even into UFC, but I watch that show. So shout out to them. I'm going to be me and Spoons are going to be on opposite sides, which hasn't happened a lot, I feel like, lately. First game of the board, I guess we got to have some fun some kind of way, Spoons, right? We're going to be going head-to-head here. At least one of us gets on the board here in the beginning. So I can get a Twins at a money line minus 105 right now, so I'm definitely going to take advantage of that. I see a minus 107 at my other book. That usually gives me better lines on favorites, so I am a little bit surprised at that, but I'm going to go ahead and make this one official. Spoons, this game doesn't actually start for, let's see, until 10:05, so 1:05 over there on the East Coast. We still got a little bit less than 2 hours. And when we bring on our guests, I'll end up tweeting out all my action. Don't want to do it while we're breaking down the card quite yet, and we have some time to post them, guys. But I am on the Minnesota Twins money line -105. It's official. Our guy Spoons is on the Royals money line. Spoons, remind me, you said you got -120 on that?
I got -116 on it.
-116 on it. So we are both locked in to start this card on a beautiful Sunday, man. Shout out to everyone for joining us here every single Sunday, man. The support that we're getting over here means the world to us, man. Me and Spoons, when we started the show, we didn't know how many people were actually going to come in here every Sunday. We get impressed every single week when we see the numbers. It's all thanks to you guys over there. My guy Talk Sports with JT. I knew football was going to be here soon when we see my guy Talk Sports with JT in the building up there in Northern California. Excited to talk college football with you soon, my guy. Less than 2 weeks away. I don't know about you, but I'm ready, man. I'm itching for it. It's going to be here before we know it too. But let's get back to baseball. TJ said first 5 Twins wine time. I'm assuming TJ is on the Twins here, but in the first 5, and he's probably telling me to get there with him rather than the full game. I'm going to stick with the full game, guys. You know me, I'm not a big first 5 bettor, although I will get involved at times, but just not in this spot. With that being said, we can move right on here to the Cincinnati Reds against the Pittsburgh Pirates here. We've got Quinn Priester on the mound. I apologize. I'm looking at the wrong game right there. We got Mike Burrows on the mound here for the Pittsburgh Pirates. One of my guys here that I backed at times this season, but at times this season he has failed me. I've seen him get lit up at times this season. You got Zach Littell on the mound for the Cincinnati Reds here. They made the trade for him at the deadline coming over from the Tampa Bay Rays. One of the few guys that the Rays actually traded. And Zach Littell definitely looks really odd in a Cincinnati Reds uniform. Not going to lie, just saying that right now. But as far as this game goes, guys, I was on the Pirates yesterday. When I broke down the card with Dabby Cab, this was one of my 3 plays, one of my 2 plays that I gave out on the show. Thank the Lord that the Giants team total didn't go over there in those last couple innings, because that would have been an 0-3 day for me. With that being said, though, I kind of want to get right back to the window here with the Pirates. I mean, again, this line just seems a little bit off here. I mean, you got a team that's absolutely fighting for the playoffs in the Cincinnati Reds, a team that's, they're going for it. They made a trade for Zach Littell. They probably could have done some more in that batting order, but they're getting it done. They know how to win ball games. I'm really surprised to see it, because you guys know me. I wasn't high on the Cincinnati Reds team going into the season. Pittsburgh Pirates, I mean, are they going to score 6 runs, or are they going to lay a complete goose egg and not score any runs? Because that's what they did yesterday. And how many times have I been on them when they've gotten shut out? I couldn't even tell you how many times. Spoons, take it away. Give us the weather in this, if it's going to play a factor. And also, if you can break down the market, bet percentages, money-wise, and anything you have and want to add in this game.
Yeah, it's going to be a really nice day in Pittsburgh. You got temperatures between the high 80s and low 90s. The humidity is going to make it feel like it's in the low 90s. Wind blowing in about 3 to 5 miles an hour during the game. Just scrolling through the lineups, it looks like everybody's in for both teams. The market in this game, we have 71% of the tickets on Cincinnati, 55% of the money on the over. This opened at an 8. It moved up to an 8.5 at some places. Some places came back down to an 8, actually. It really depends where you look. And 72% of the tickets on the under and 63% of the cash on the under.
Interesting. And shout out to our guy Gorky in the chat, always giving donos. And we always tell him not to, but he says, I want you guys to read out my highlighted comments. And sometimes we miss people's comments. So shout out to Gorky for doing that, man. I want to see how many $2 donations this guy has given this year. It's got to be close to $1,000, man. This guy is always giving the $2 dono. So shout out to you. He said, bro, let's fuck LFG, best Sunday baseball show. Follow us, guys. Appreciate you, Gorky. There's my guy, sports scientist Jacob, Wager Detective. Shout out to Wager Detective as well. Always just giving us love over on there on Twitter, giving us writing paragraphs about our show before the show comes on. So shout out to him, my guy. There's my guy, Skylar Veese. He said, are the Dodgers finally solidifying a rotation? They might be, Skylar. There's my guy over there. One of my good buddies, Skylar Veese right there. One of the biggest Dodger fans I know. So shout out to him, and the Dodgers are playing well. But they took my money on Friday, so I want it back. As far as this game goes, I know Spoons has a play in this ball game, and when I looked at it, we were going to be on opposite sides, but I looked at it at an 8.5 and it went down to an 8, and I didn't really like what I saw here. I wanted to go over to the over just because of what we saw yesterday. Not a lot of runs scored in the ball game. I think that both these pitchers could be liable to get hit a little bit today. But at the same time, we're seeing 8s pretty much across the board everywhere now. And it's not even like the 8's juiced anymore. It's a -115. I wouldn't really say that's juiced. So this is ultimately going to be a stay away game for me, Spoons. I'm going to let you get your money on this game. What was your play on this one? I know what you have, but
so I got Cincinnati Reds and Pittsburgh Pirates under 8.5. I paid -120 for it last night. These are two pitchers that I really like. Zach Littell, obviously coming over for the Rays. Every time this guy goes out there, he pitches really well. The one exception to that is when he played the team that he's playing for right now, the Cincinnati Reds. I mean, his worst game in the last 10 games is probably 3 earned runs and 5 2/3 to the Detroit Tigers. I mean, this guy just has been a model of consistency throughout the course of the season. And Mike Burrows on the other side, a lot of people probably are not very familiar with his body of work at this point, but you can really say the same thing about him. His last game out there, he gave up 6 earned runs to the San Francisco Giants, but that was just 5 days after pitching against that same San Francisco Giants lineup. It's really hard for any pitcher to face a lineup twice and not wind up with one bad game out of it. Outside of that, there was one little hiccup versus the Twins, and the last 10 games, he's just gone out there giving you 5 to 6 innings worth of 1 to 2 run baseball, just model of consistency. These offenses are huge for me here. We look at the Reds versus right-handed pitching. Over the last 14 days, they're almost dead last in baseball, sitting 28 in WRC+. On the full season, not much better, 22nd in WRC+. And we go over to the Pittsburgh Pirates, full season 29th in OPS, 29th in WRC+, 30th in weighted on base. This team has not been getting to right-handed pitching, and I don't think that's going to change versus Zach Littell. So this under seemed like a spot I had to be on.
Our guy Spoons on the under 8.5 at -120. He got it yesterday, gave it on the Kyle Kerms channel. He's on it. Shout out to my guy Isaac Clare. I said, let's show some love for our boys, Wine Time Sports and Spoon. Shout out to you, my guy. Donos are always appreciated, never necessary, guys. Make sure to hit the like button on your guys' way in, guys. Let's get to 200 likes today, and we'll for sure do a giveaway if we get to 200 likes. We get to 200 likes before we go off air. We are doing a giveaway right here this morning, right here on Walk Off Wagers. It's going to be a pass for me. I'm going to be rooting for my guy Spoons on the sideline here just because, like I said, I kind of initially lead to the over. This market didn't agree with me. Spoons doesn't agree with me. So it's going to ultimately keep me off this game. We've just got so much action today. And shout out to my guy TC in the building. I missed his comment earlier. Another one of the MMA boys over there just killing it, man. Love watching those guys work over there. I see my guy Jeffrey Blue in the chat. Dylan Med, he said, what's up, guys and girls? Shout out to Dylon right there. Over there in Canada, came out to San Antonio for Pubapalooza 4 this last year. Got to kick it with him for a couple of those nights. So shout out to him over there on the Who Bangin' channel, doing big things over there as well. So shout out to you. And Dougie Wise in the building as well. Can't forget my guy Dougie Wise, another one of the Dodger fans in the chat right here from my area. Shout out to you, Dougie. Good luck to you on all your action today, my guy. Let's get to this one right here. And there's my guy. Before we break down this next game, I got to give my guy Dabby Cab a shout out right now. He said, what up, homies? What up, Dabby Cab? Good to see you, my guy. Hope your day went well yesterday. And shout out to our guy Old E as well. Said, what's up, fam? We're getting a lot of love right now. Gerald Jones. I could be talking about the chat all day long, guys, but we got to talk some baseball. So Spoons is official. Spoons, first 2 games on the card, you're in. This doesn't happen too often for our guy Spoons. So this is going to be a fun morning because right when we get off here, we're going to be able to watch some morning baseball over here, afternoon baseball for my guy Spoons. Let's see here. Let's move on to this next ball game. All right, we've got the Houston Astros against the New York Yankees here. I know my guy T is a Yankees fan, so I know he's watching right here. And you know what? Yankees owe me some money right now too, man. Going into this game, though, here, I want to read this off here. I had it written right here. Okay, you got Fried on the mound for the New York Yankees here. I mean, there's a reason why they're laying nearly -200 here against the Houston Astros. Yankees got to start winning some ball games, man. They need to start winning some ball games. They're 7-8 games over 500 right now, trailing the Blue Jays. Blue Jays have taken a couple L's these last couple of days, so this is the time for the Yankees to start winning some ball games and get back in that race if they want to. That division is just wide open right now, other than the Baltimore Orioles, and the Tampa Bay Rays are obviously out of it too. but you got a three-team race over there. So shout out to the AL East. I don't know. Let's see. You can start this one off, Spoons, but I got to give just my 2 cents a shout out with the 199 Dono. Stopped a skid last night. Kick ass today, boys. Love to hear that, my guy. Spoons, I'm going to let you start this one off here. Take it away. Houston Astros, New York Yankees.
Yeah, Yankees, Astros. I'll start with the market real quick. 64% of the tickets on the under, 75% of the cash on the under. This opened at a 9.5, juiced under minus 125, and it's come up. You can find minus 115s at just about everywhere. So not a lot of respect for that under cash and tickets. And then 71% of the tickets on the New York Yankees, but just 57% of the cash. Even with that, though, the line opened at a minus 185, and it's 195 to 200 across the board here. Not a ton of respect for the Houston Astros, but this line did get all the way up to 210 at a couple spots, and a little bit of buyback from the market. So maybe that's that late cash coming in on the Houston Astros. Just looking through lineups, everybody's going to be in for both sides. McCormick back up for the Astros. He'll be hitting at the bottom of the order. Grisham, Rice, Judge, Bellinger, Chisholm Jr., Dominguez, Volpe, McMahon, and Wells all in for the Yankees. You don't have Stanton in that lineup just because it's hard to fit 2 DHs in a lineup. He's just a liability out there in the outfield. So I think it's going to be rare that we see both him and Aaron Judge playing the second half of the season while Aaron Judge deals with that elbow injury. Yankee Stadium here, plus 1% runs overall modeled by Ballpark Pal. It looks like it's going to be pretty nice day in the ballpark. Temperatures in the mid to high 80s and no humidity, wind blowing out to left field, just 4 to 5 miles an hour. Nothing crazy. I think the most interesting thing about this game is we got Jason Alexander pitching in Yankee Stadium. This guy, the actor that played George Costanza on Seinfeld, is named Jason Alexander. He worked for the Yankees throughout 5 or 6 seasons of the show, assistant to the traveling general manager, and now he's finally starting on the mound here. I can't believe it's not George Costanza bobblehead night. I went back and forth. The Yankees, the way this bullpen is, like, I look at the names back there, and I just know they're going to get right before too much longer. And it's hard to try to say you want to fade Max Fried. This guy's been pretty great most of the season. But if we look at some of his recent form, 3 earned runs to the Cubs in just 3 innings, 4 to the Toronto Blue Jays in just 5 1/3. Pitched a pretty good game against Tampa Bay, 2 earned runs, almost went 7, but then again to Texas, 4 earned runs, 11 base runners in just 5 innings. So he's definitely not at his best form that he has been at all season, but still has a 2.29 ERA at home. And ultimately, that's just going to keep me off trying to get on the Astros. I looked at him as a big dog, and I looked at him at that plus 1.5. You can get almost plus money right there. So there's a lot of value there. You get like 20 to 25% of baseball games end in 1 run, and you add that into all the games that the Astros would win if you simulate this. It seems like a really good bet. I'm kind of going back and forth with it, but I don't want to put that much faith in Costanza versus this Yankees lineup.
Yeah, I had nothing in I wasn't going to place a bet in this game, guys. I'm not going to lie to you, though. The New York Yankees on the money line in a parlay probably seems right because it seems a little bit off. I know Fried's on the mound here against Alexander, but it just seems a little bit, I don't know. It seems like it's priced like this for a reason. But again, Spoons, you touched on it. I don't lay minus 1.5 for a reason because I've noticed, at least I know you guys have already done all the research and they're not profitable. When I've taken them, my ROI is definitely not profitable. It's definitely below. So I'm not going to lay a 1.5 here with the Yankees against the Astros by any means. But at the same time, I'm not going to take a plus 1.5 with the Astros. So it's ultimately going to be a pass for me. Looking at the total a little bit here. Seeing what do we have currently sitting at here? It's currently sitting at a 9 at minus 115 to the under right now. Feels like it's a little bit high of a total with Fried on the mound as well too. So maybe something tells me that both these pitchers are going to get hit today. Maybe Jason Alexander's the more vulnerable one. Obviously, Fried's on his way to a stellar season, really good season for Max Fried this season. It's going to be a pass for me, guys. We can move right on to our next game here. Very interesting series right here, guys. We've got the Miami Marlins against the Atlanta Braves here. Got my guy Cal Quantrill. Seems like I backed this guy or been on the opposite side of him in over 10 to 15 games this season. Seems like when I bet Marlins games, he's always pitching. And my ROI is definitely good while being on his side, which is probably a little bit surprising, but if you look at his numbers. But They do usually hit for him when he's out there. You got Wentz on the mound for the Braves here. Me and Cab talked about this spot yesterday when these two teams played, two teams that you kind of thought were going to have opposite records at this point in the season. From the outside in the beginning of the season, there's my guy, Lil Domo, 199 Dono right there. He said, Cal and Otani had a nice 2-leg parlay. Shout out to you, my guy. But yeah, I would have thought that the Braves would be right around 500. The Marlins would be falling off, but it's the complete opposite. Marlins are learning how to win ball games. It's kind of crazy to see them as a dog still every single game. It seems like, or minus 110, minus 120. If you've been on back in the Miami Marlins on this win streak, man, you're loading up on cash. I don't know when the time is to get off that train, though. It just seems like it's got to be soon, despite the heart that they have in that dugout. I like everything they're doing over there. I mean, you go to the games at Lone Depot Park. I mean, it's kind of bad. They got like 10,000 people in attendance. People don't even show out for their team. But yet here they are still trying to make a playoff run, not giving up by any means here in this season. It's going to be a pass for me. I didn't end up moving on anything in this game. I want to touch on it a little bit more here. Was kind of looking at the under here because I do kind of like both pitchers today. I'm curious to hear the weather report from you, Spoons. We do have an 8.5 at a minus 115 right now. Opened up at an 8.5 to a minus 105 when I saw it last night. So it has been getting a little bit more juice to the under, which I do like. And might be a play I move on here. I got to hear what my guy Spoons has to say about this game, and I got to hear the weather report and, of course, the market. So take it away, Spoons. You got Cal Quantrill on the mound against Joey Wentz here. This game is in Atlanta, Georgia. Take it away.
Yeah, 53% of the tickets have come in on the over, and 67% of the cash has come in on that over. You could actually find nines that open. They were juiced to the under, but a couple of books like ESPN Bet were hanging it, or not ESPN Bet, BetMGM. And then you got Circa sitting here with an 8.5. They opened at an 8.5, and they've been there the whole time. But across the board, I see 8.5s in this game. 66% of the tickets have come in on the Atlanta Braves, but 80% of the cash has come in on the Miami Marlins. And this line opened minus 120 plus 100 to the Atlanta. And you can find 116s now out there for Miami. So not a ton of respect, especially when you see 80% of the cash. I got to admit, I was kind of looking at the Marlins last night too. Cal Quantrill, I mean, not a lot bad you can say about this guy. You could look at his last start and say Houston really tagged him. He gave up 7 earned runs in less than 5 innings, and you'd be right there. But if you look at his body of work over the season, every single time he goes out there, he keeps this team in a position to win ball games, goes 5 innings, gives up 2 or 3 runs, 1 hiccup to Cincinnati in Great American Small Park. A lot of pitchers have trouble pitching there. I mean, outside of that, that's 8 games with an earned run total under 3. Really impressive stuff. And I don't think this Atlanta Braves lineup is anybody that's going to change that. I mean, this is not the Atlanta Braves lineup we thought they were going to have coming into the season. Profar made that amazing catch yesterday, took away a home run. That'd be a web gem back in the day. That was just awesome. But I mean, top to bottom, this is not the lineup we expect from the Atlanta Braves. And Miami, even after the trade deadline, giving up a lot of guys, they've been out there just overperforming my expectations for them. This is a spot, ultimately, I'm just going to have to lay off. I have a lean to the Miami Marlins. Joey Wentz also has probably exceeded a lot of people's expectations. This was a bullpen guy that they started to ask to start about 5 games ago. 3 of those 5 games, he's given up 0 earned runs. The other 2, he's given up 3 and 5 earned runs. So it's kind of pick your poison here. Milwaukee got 5 off him. That team's been just rolling of late. So I'm not going to put that against him. I see a lot of possibility where he comes out and pitches a good game as well. So I'm just going to stay off this.
Yeah, it's a tricky situation, Spoons. I'm still kind of liking the under here in this spot. I don't know. The Braves, I kind of wanted to be on the Marlins, but the Braves kind of look like the side right now. I mean, the Braves are minus 130 right now on the money line. You can get a Miami Marlins around a plus 118 right now. Something smells a little bit fishy here in this spot, and it's not the Marlins. So I don't know. This is a tricky one, Spoons. I want to be on the under here in this spot. I'm not going to quite get there yet. Maybe we circle back over this game as we go on because we still have a ton of games to talk about. My guy Lil Domo said no shots today for the Donos. I don't got anything. I got some wine I could open up if you want. I don't know if I can do the liquor right now, though, but we got to get at least a $10 dono or like 5 gifted Pub Sports Radio memberships, and I'll open up that bottle of wine and we'll get going, boys. With that being said here, shout out to my guy Dave McKinnon in the chat, guys. We're about 15 likes away from 100. Let's get to 100 likes, guys. We're not even 4 games into the card right now. This has probably got to be a record at how many likes we've had at this point. So let's get the most likes ever. Let's get to 250 today. 200 is the bare minimum, but 250 would be a blessing for us, and we would appreciate it. But with that being said, it's going to be a pass for me and Spoons. We both have action so far today in the 4 games. Spoons has 2 plays. I have 1 play. And who knows, I might be on this next game here too. With that being said, we can go right to Baltimore. My guy, TC, where he is out there in Baltimore, Maryland. Shout out to the Baltimore Orioles. Sitting here 11 games under 500 here. You got Povich on the mound, the lefty here for the Baltimore Orioles against Morales from the Sacramento Athletics. I don't know. It's a tongue twister every single time I say the Athletics. I don't know whether to say that. And there's Priscilla Cortez. My mother-in-law, of course, has to get involved here and get that bottle of wine open. So after I break this one down, I'll have Spoons start taking this one over. T, can you get on the graphic for the Sacramento-Baltimore game really quick? Just so, thanks, my guy. Luis Morales on the mound for the Athletics here. Guys, if you guys know me, you guys know I like backing the Athletics. And, it's a love-hate relationship at times, because at times they can be so good to me and at times they can just be so bad to me. To me, this is one of the spots where I think they can be good to me here. Morales on the mound against Povich here. I mean, when we look at these 2 batting orders, I'm going to tell you, I think the Athletics have a better batting order, even though they've got some injured guys in there. I like everything the Athletics are doing. I think this is the worst 15 games under 500 team that we have seen. I think in the future that this team has nothing but good things to go for them in the future, in the AL West, especially when they move over to Vegas. It's just, I like what they're doing over there. They're building something with those hitters, as long as they can get some pitching in there. I know they've got that top prospect that they just got as well from the San Diego Padres. So that's going to be interesting as well. I'm very close, Spoons. Athletics at plus money. You might have to sign me up here, unless you tell me it's a little bit too good to be true, because I think Athletics are playing better baseball right now. Take it away, my guy. I got to get this bottle of wine.
Yeah. Start here real quick. Luis Morales, a rookie coming up for the Sacramento Athletics. He's looked really pretty decent in AAA, and he plays in one of the harder to play in AAA leagues, the PCL. You look at numbers from this league, and so often you just see really elevated ERAs, elevated whips, and he's gone out there and pitched versus a lot of these teams. It's been 4 games since he's given up a home run down there. He's only going out there giving you 3 or 4 innings at this point in the season, which not exactly what he was built up to earlier in the season. I think the Athletics were thinking about possibly bringing him in as a bullpen arm at one point, so they tried to work his innings down a little bit. But I think this guy's got really electric stuff. He's got a fastball that can touch 100 miles an hour. He's got a 65 grade slider, which is the best grade you can have on it. Those 2 pitches are just so important to have. I really think this is a Baltimore lineup that he can pitch well against. I look at Cade Povich on the other side, and I have no faith in this guy at this point in the season. I think the Oakland Athletics versus left-handed pitching have proven time and time again that they can get to anybody. Last 30 days, they're number 1 in baseball versus lefties in every stat across the board. OPS, weighted on base, WRC plus, and that reigns true for the last 14 days as well. Just getting to a lot of guys, and I don't think that Cade Povich is going to change that. The big question mark is the bullpen pieces, who comes in for the Athletics, and will they be good? Because everybody in the lineup is there for the Oakland Athletics. We got Langoliers, Rooker, Kurtz, Thomas. This is just a lineup that I really have fallen in love with at this point in the season. I took the Oakland Athletics plus 114 last night. I'm looking at it right now, and it has dropped down quite a bit. What do you see on your book right now?
I'm getting plus 105, Spoons. And I mean, you already know this other book that gives me horrible odds on underdogs. We are currently sitting the Oakland Athletics. Why is this not popping up now? Minus 106. The reason why I don't use this book. It's absolutely crazy, man.
So we got 52% of the tickets on the over, 72% of the cash on the over. This opened at a 9. It's gone up to a 9.5 across the board. 56% of the tickets on Baltimore, but 88% of the cash on the Athletics. And as I alluded to, the Baltimore opened up pretty heavy favorites. And now I'm looking at Plus 102 Athletics, minus 114 Baltimore at the book that I consider the sharpest out of what I track. So I think this is a clear indication from the market and the big bettors that the Athletics are live here today. Love to see it.
All right, shout out to Priscilla Cortez in the building, donating $9.99 donation for me to open up this bottle of wine. TC asked me what was in the red. It's going to be a 14-hand 2020 bold red blend. I actually thought it was a cab, but it's a red blend, a little bit different. It's like a $10, $15 bottle of wine, nothing crazy or anything like that. Give it a quick little boom. Smelly. Cheers, guys. Cheers to Priscilla again for donating. It's never necessary, but always appreciated. And if you guys donate and want to see us do something a little cool on camera, we'll do it for you guys. So shout out to you guys. Spoons, you didn't have to twist my arm too much. I'm with you. I'm going to take the Oakland Athletics here on the money line. This is going to be a consensus pick from the walk-off wagers duo here. I'm getting a plus 105. I just want to refresh this book just to double check that I'm still getting a plus 105. And we are currently sitting at a plus 105 still. I'm going to place it right now. All I got to do is tweet it out after the show. So I am making the play official. Oakland Athletics money line plus 105. That's going to add on to my Twins money line minus 105 here. So I really just need one of these to hit so far and we'll go even. But we still got a lot more games to talk about, Spoons. That was a great breakdown. I'm glad that you're on the athletic side. I'm not going to lie. That was I looked at your card and I don't know why I don't remember not seeing the Athletics on there. So shout out to you. What number did you get it?
Plus 114.
Plus 114. I'm going to mark that down here for you so we can go over it at the end of the show. Shout out to Chris Warren. He said Rooker home run. Nathan Cerna right there, another one of my SoCal cappers. SF Niner says Kurtz 5 home runs. Man, the odds on that, you probably have to throw $1 down. You'll be a millionaire. But shout out to sports scientist Jacob. Athletics plus 121. Killed that line movement, Jacob. Shout out to Jacob, man. Posting all of his plays over there on his Twitter. Guys killing it over there. So shout out to him. And with that being said, we can move on to our next game here, guys. Oh, I'm excited to talk about this, guys. You already know I've got the shirt on. I've got the Angels mug. This series is tied up here at 1-1 here in Detroit, Michigan. Probably should be 2-0 in the Angels' direction. Some late last-minute foolery in that game on Friday night. It's just awful to see them blow that lead there. But at the same time, how many times have we seen that from the Angels this year? Games that they should have won and then just couldn't win. So shout out to them. But going into this game, you got Jack K on the mound, Jack Kahanowitz. The only reason I know how to say this guy's name so well is because he's on my team. I don't say I'm not good at pronouncing last names, as you guys can tell, but this is one of them I can get. You got Casey Mize on the other side for the Detroit Tigers here. I mean, this is night and day, clear cut. Who do you have better on the mound here? And it's not even close. You've got Mize on the mound here and Kahanowitz. Kahanowitz at one point this season was one of the worst pitchers in all Major League Baseball. If you looked at his numbers, he has had some decent starts here. He got sent down for that one start. I'm not sure what that was all about. Can't really work on your mechanics in one start in AAA, but that's what happened. Maybe it was to teach him a lesson, a young guy. I'm not too sure, but he's back up here. And he's been pitching well at times this season. He does have good stuff. This guy, I do think, will be a pitcher we can back in a couple of years. I just think he still doesn't quite have it yet. I personally think he probably should be a long relief pitcher coming out of the bullpen, but he does have some good stuff at times. I mean, this is Tigers minus 175. That's currently where we're sitting right now, guys. I mean, the Tigers have been huge favorites in this whole series. I guess you can't really say yesterday the Angels were like plus 120. But I mean, as they should be. I mean, it's the Detroit Tigers here. I don't know. It just seems a little bit too much. I couldn't lay the Tigers minus 175, and the Angels have completely looked like the better team here. I mean, they've looked like the better team in both games this series. They just couldn't close the game out in the eighth inning. Reed Detmers, 3-run home run. Not much you can do about that in the bottom of the eighth inning. So with that being said here, there's only value here, and that's with the Angels. I want to see where this line opened up at really quick. Because I know right now we're sitting at around a plus 154, plus 160, depending on where you're looking. I'm getting plus 160 at my book. The book I've been using for years, plus 160. So that's definitely some good value. Something I want to look at a little bit more here, though, is the run line for the Angels, plus 1.5 at minus 120. I think they can stay within 1 run of this game. And I also think they can beat these guys outright here. It's definitely something I'm looking at. I just don't know if I'm ready to quite pull the trigger on it, Spoons. I want to hear what you have to say about Casey Mize and this weather and this market breakdown. But it's Angels or pass. And you guys know I'm an Angels fan. I don't back them every single game, but I back them when I think I could find value in them. And this kind of seems like a value spot. But at the same time, I'm still not quite sure. The Angel bats just have to be consistent with runners in scoring position. We've seen them too inconsistent at times this season. And Jack K, I mean, is this a lineup he can go out there and pitch well against? Can he give us 5-6 solid innings here? I don't know. That's the question here. But plus 160 for the Angels here, I think that looks like good money, or the plus 1.5. Spoons, take it away. Angels, Detroit Tigers.
Yeah, we have a line that's moved quite a bit from open. When I looked at this started capping it yesterday, it was minus 208 to the Detroit Tigers at one of the books that also is a little bit lower vig. So you could have probably found minus 220s on these Tigers right there at open. But it's kind of bounced around for the early part of this line maturity. And it was still at minus 196 this morning at 8 o'clock. And then they got absolutely hammered with LA money. And this line dropped from 196 to 168 there. If we look at the ticket percentages overall, not just at that book, we have 77% of the tickets on the Detroit Tigers, but 68% of the cash has come in on the LA Angels. Really good sign for any sort of LA Angels backers, in my opinion. You got 54% of the tickets on the under and 51% of the cash on the over. This line opened at a 9 juice to the under, and it has gone up. I see a lot of 9.5s juice to the under now, or 9s juice to the over. So definitely some indicators that this could go over.
Yeah, it's an interesting one, Spoons. I didn't realize that the Detroit Tigers opened up as that much of favorites. I mean, this is a clear-cut Angel spot here. And my guy, Wage Detective, said Dodgers at Angels tomorrow. Am I going? I don't know. I think Wednesday might be the day to go to, and I think Trout's going to have 399 facing his old buddy Ohtani over there. And I'm just saying right now, guys, how magical would that be if Mike Trout hits number 400 career home run off Ohtani at Angel Stadium at the Big A? That's what has to happen, and I think it's kind of already written at this point. Trout is at 398. He needs one more to get to 399. Spoons, I know you got what else were you going to say?
I was just going to say, yeah, Casey Mize's last 4 games here. Three innings, 6 earned runs to Seattle, just 4 innings, 11 base runners and 4 earned runs to the Pittsburgh Pirates. Terrible bullpen. Just went an inning and 2/3 versus Arizona. They absolutely cooked him. He was already over like 75 pitches, I believe. And Minnesota, 6 innings pitched, 3 earned runs, 4 hits. The market's been telling you the story on this guy. I think if Jimmy were here, he would tell you this is a spot where the market's telling you Casey Mize is going to have a bad game. That would mean I'd have to put faith in Jack Kohanowitz, and I just can't do that. I've seen this guy have more than a few blowups this season. He's only had 3 starts back since he went down to the minor leagues, I want to say. Yeah. And 2 starts, went 4 2/3 shutout versus Texas. And then that was the team that sent him down to the minors too. And then Chicago White Sox, he gave up 11 base runners, 5 earned runs against. This is too much variance for me to get involved. But if I were with this much variance involved, you're talking about a coin flip kind of thing. You got to take the dog with big money here.
Yeah, I'm writing it down. Spoons, Angels on the money line, and Angels team total over 3.5 minus 120. It's going to be something I want to circle back over maybe after the show. Actually, probably not, because this game's going to be at 10:40 my time. So a little less than 2 hours. We'll be getting done. Yeah, I'll have plenty of time to look back over this game. But if you think Casey Mize might be vulnerable to get hit, I think we should take advantage of this team total at only 3.5 for the Angels, especially we're going to get a whole 9 innings out of their batting order because they are on the road here. So I am looking at that team total as well as the Angels money line in this, guys. Nothing quite official for me, though, and nothing official for Spoons here, guys. Let's see here. Where's my guy right there? It's Isaac Clare again, man. Let's go Angels, but I'm Angels biased. Shout out to you, my guy. Yeah, me too. Shout out to my guy Nunya in the building too, man. A Sunday football live stream is needed. Shout out to you, Nunya, for showing out. Vinny Hawkins in the building right there. Shout out to you. We can move on to these next slate of games, though, T, if you want to pull those up here. I'm not sure which one is next here. Here we go. Cleveland, Chicago White Sox. I mean, this whole series has been fishy, Spoons. this entire series has been fishing. It has made no sense. And it's like you're trying to catch a falling knife with the White Sox. Eventually, they're going to win a ball game, right, Spoons? I mean, eventually they are. I don't know when it's going to happen. But I think that this is the time to take them here today, Spoons. I'm very close to backing Davis Martin here. White Sox, they got to get some bats in order, but their rotation, they actually have some decent pieces in there that in a couple of years could be, I'm not saying like top of the notch guys, but actually they have some guys in that rotation that are decent. You got Slade Cinconi on the mound here for the Cleveland Guardians. I mean, two teams heading in complete different directions right now. Guardians can't lose a ball game and White Sox can't win. But here we are, guys. I mean, it just doesn't make quite sense to me when I look at this line that the Cleveland Guardians are only a minus 125 and the Chicago White Sox are only a plus 115. I do think it was down to a plus 110 at some point when I was capping this card before the show. But this just doesn't make sense. A team 23 games under 500 against a team that's, I mean, don't look now. The Cleveland Guardians are probably going to make them go to the playoffs. I don't get it. I don't get how this team does it on a year in, year out basis. Shout out to them for doing it with the payroll that they have and the personnel that they have. It's just absolutely incredible. I look at this lineup and I would never have thought that they'd be in the playoffs. And even their pitching, I feel like has taken a little bit of a step back from last year at least, but they were a couple games away from a World Series last year. So shout out to them. They know how to win, and they know how to win in big game situations, especially when it comes down to the August, September, October days, when winning is everything. When you got a guy like Jose Ramirez over there, he's got a lot of fight in him. He's going to have those guys ready to go. They've got a good manager over there, like everything they're doing. But here I am, Spoons. I'm going to do it. I'm going to take the Chicago White Sox plus 115 here on market alone, and just fishiness alone. X and O's will never tell you to get to this point, guys. I'm going to do it. I haven't been on them quite yet in this series, but I wanted to. I'm going to do it right now, guys. I'm going to take the plus 115. I might eat my words later. I might take an L. I'm going to move on it, though. Give me White Sox money line plus 115. Spoons, tell me if I'm wrong and let me know the market, weather, anything you have in this game, my guy.
So it kind of depends where you look at for the opener. The book I like to isolate opened this at minus 140 Cleveland, plus 126 White Sox. And on the domestic books, I saw minus 145s out there. And this has just been a slow, steady stream all the way till around 8:30 this morning. And Cleveland took a pretty big hit with cash, and they bumped back up to minus 138 after being all the way down to minus 130. But then they immediately bounced right back to Cleveland minus 126 and White Sox plus 113. Pretty interesting market development there, because you have 75% of the cash on the Cleveland Guardians, 75% of the tickets on the Guardians, 86% of the tickets on the under, 56% of the cash on the over. This opened up at an 8.5 juiced or 9, depending where you look. And it is now 9s across the board. They're all juiced to the under. So not a lot of respect to these tickets there on the under. They're definitely respecting that sharp cash that is on the over. I think they're telling you the White Sox are live, and I'd make the disagreement. On the show last night, I thought this was a White Sox spot, and it was basically with X's and O's. There was no market development at that point. Slade Cinconi, this guy's been pretty good this year. I think he's exceeded a lot of people's expectations for him, but he has been able to get hit, and I think the White Sox bats could definitely do it here today. There's been so many runners left on base for Slade in his good starts, and I think this White Sox lineup finds a way to definitely get some runs on the board. To me, it kind of comes down to their bullpen. Can I really trust it? It's kind of a back and forth thing. Just checking to see. The White Sox have Grant Taylor and Steven Wilson, both fresh, not having to work back-to-back days or anything like that. They're their best relievers there. And for the Cleveland Guardians, they're pretty taxed. Cade Smith has gone on back-to-back days. Hunter Gaddis pitched yesterday, threw 20 pitches. Sabrowski's on back-to-back days. At this point, with the developments that have happened in the back end of their bullpen, you need Cade Smith and Hunter Gaddis to close out a game. So I see a path to victory for the Chicago White Sox. I don't know if I can pull the trigger, but that market really has got me enticed. All the tickets, all the cash on Cleveland. Steady move to the White Sox. They gave you a little pump fake with the Cleveland, bumped them up 12 cents, and then immediately took it back down. I think this is a White Sox spot. I'm going to write this down and possibly add it with you, to be honest.
All right, we might have consensus play number 2, but don't look now. Our guy Dabby Cav and TC are looking at the other side, so we might have a heads-up play here with 2 guys in the chat that I respect highly. And shout out to my guy Dabby Cav. Dabby Cav asked me yesterday, how are we not on the White Sox? No, I'm kidding. Dabby Cav knows I'm joking. He knows what I'm talking about from yesterday.
You're going to parlay him with the Rockies?
Right? No, shout out to our guy Dabby Cav, man. Love my dude over there. Can't wait to be talking college football here with him. The guy Nunya asked to touch on some preseason NFL. I'm not gonna lie to you, Nunya, I haven't placed any preseason bets. One thing I haven't really looked at, guys, is NFL this season. You guys know me, how locked I am in for college football. Got everything done, but I still haven't quite capped the week 0 and week 1 card. It's just taking a lot of time right now. And I'm still doing baseball. Around this time last year, I closed my MLB action around football time. And, football, we're going to have this show on Sundays, and there's going to be the football show on Sundays. So, I'm going to probably stay away from football for the first couple of weeks. Last year wasn't my best season. I want to focus on more of the stuff that I'm better at. I want to get better at NFL, and I need to get better. And I know it starts with the research and the work. So I got to start doing that here pretty soon. But shout out to my guy, Nutbush Allen, right there. He said, hope you saw my take on the White Sox. I did not, Nutbush Allen. If you could post it one more time, I'd appreciate it, my guy. It's hard to go through all the comments sometimes when I'm actually on like StreamYard because I accidentally click on stuff. You know what I mean? I'm not the best at this stuff. But we've got a consensus play potentially. I'm on the White Sox officially. Spoons might add this as we go on to the show or after the show. But we can move on to this next game here. New York Mets, Milwaukee Brewers here, guys. We've got Quinn Priester against Sean Manaea here from the New York Mets. I mean, yeah, there's only so much I can say about this Milwaukee Brewers team. I say it every single time we talk about them, how much heart they have, how much they know how to win games. They know how to win games when it comes down to it in the 8th and 9th inning. They do everything right. I should say it from inning 1 through 9. It seems like this is the team you kind of want to build your blueprint off them with the kind of payroll that they have. It's just absolutely ridiculous that they keep winning these games, and you're getting them priced at a good number. Like, I mean, if you're on the Brewers, guys, like just keep riding that train, man. I know your guy over there on the Kerms Network, TV Jones is a big Brewers guy, and he's been backing it seems like every single day. And if so, you're paying your rent with that, my man. Like, at what point do you stop? I don't know, because at this point, it seems like they just can't lose. This is a tough matchup right here. I'm not going to back this game, Spoon. This is from an X's and O standpoint, from a market standpoint. I don't really have a good read on this game, I should say, even though this is one of the better games on the board. Brewers can't lose. Mets can't win. What's going to happen with the Mets, guys, if they miss the playoffs? They missed the playoffs. Like, that's absolutely wild. But take it away, Spoons. Quinn Priester against Sean Manaea here. This is a big game for the NL right here.
Yeah, this is a really big game for the NL here. There's some chance for rain in this game. It gets up to 48% chance of rain pre-game, but it kind of comes down to 13 to 15% during the game. So I think there's a pretty good chance they get this ball game in. It was a little bit of a red flag for me last night when I was looking at this. We got 91% of the tickets on the under, 88% of the cash on the under. This opened at an 8.5, and now it's 8s across the board. You got 51% of the tickets on the Milwaukee Brewers, 56% of the cash on the New York Mets. This line opened with the Mets Milwaukee favored minus 126 plus 106 for the New York Mets. Some really interesting movement overnight with this. This got down all the way to minus 128 New York Mets during the middle of the night, around 2 a.m. my time. And then it slowly bounced back towards the Milwaukee Brewers, and it's back to minus 115 right now at the book that I like to trust. So there's definitely some split opinions on this game. 51% of the tickets on Milwaukee, obviously, and 56% of the cash on the Mets. That means somebody hammered the Mets in the middle of the night. I was one of those people. I was just looking at this game. You have the New York Mets, definitely a playoff team. The Brewers, definitely a first-round playoff exit team. Quinn Priester's gone out there, won 12 games in a row for his team. It's just something you don't see a lot. Pitchers throughout the course of the season, obviously you put your team in a position to win, and they go out there and do it. But this Milwaukee Brewers lineup, I look at it from top to bottom, still missing one of their better bats, and it's just not a lineup I have a ton of faith in. Caleb Durbin leading off, William Contreras, your two-hole hitter. In the year 2025, we got Christian Yelich hitting 4th. Andrew Vaughn, a guy that was dog shit all year on the White Sox, hitting 4th. I mean, this is just a lineup top to bottom that I'm not that scared of. And the opposite side of it, the Mets got Lindor, Soto, Pete Alonso, Brendan Nemo. Um, they added Cedric Mullins out there in the outfield to add an extra left-handed bat. That bullpen is so much deeper than Milwaukee's, and I look at this pitching matchup here to start, and that's the only advantage you could really give to Milwaukee in this game. Quinn Priester's been nothing short of a model of excellence this season, but Sean Manaea, on the other hand, he's had one bad start all season, had to come off the injured list, come back just one earned run every single game up until his last game versus the Cleveland Guardians. He gave up 7 hits, no walks, and 5 earned runs. It was in 6 innings, and they tagged him late there in that game. This is a spot where I expect Sean Manaea to bounce back versus this Brewers lineup. I don't think they have the same amount of lefties that are going to get to him like the Guardians did. This is a spot for me getting plus money with the New York Mets. I like it a lot. I tweeted it out last night. I think I had plus 105 on my ticket.
Mets money line. I'll put a plus 105 with a question mark next to it. Let's go. Spoons, I don't think I've ever seen you have this loaded of a card here on walk-off wagers, especially when we're not even halfway through the card. I'm curious. Do you have any other plays that you're at?
That's my full card right now.
Got it. Okay. Shout out to my guy Spoons right there. Shout out to everyone in the chat, guys. We've got over 200 people in the building right now. We've got 115 likes. Let's get to that 200 likes here. We've got 2 guests we're going to be bringing on. They're kicking it backstage right now. So we will bring them on when their games come up. So shout out to them. Excited to bring them on here today, guys. We're about an hour into the show, about a little less than an hour. We're about 55 minutes into the show, 56 minutes. Appreciate you guys for sticking around here, man. The love means a lot to us, guys, and we appreciate it. Shout out to my guy, Markel. I don't think I gave Markel a shout out, or Luke. He said the Yankees, Dodgers, or Mets were on the streak that the Brewers have been on. They would all be minus 200 at least. That's facts. I completely agree with you, my guy. Shout out to the Brewers. I mean, it's that low market team, man. It's insane, dude. With that being said, Spoons is official on this. I will be sitting on the sidelines for this game, but we can move on to another interesting game right here, man. 2 good teams right here. I like both these squads right here in the Philadelphia Phillies and the Texas Rangers. You got old man Corbin on the mound. I couldn't even say the journeyman because he was in DC for so long. And shout out to him, but made some good money in his career too. You know, he signs like a league minimum deal this year, and everyone's like, this guy's not going to make it through the year. His ERA is still under 4. Kind of crazy. I never expected this. Shout out to old Patty Corbin. You got Zach Wheeler on the mound on the other side for the Philadelphia Phillies. This was supposed to be their one. It seems like Sanchez has kind of taken over that role there and is a big part of this rotation. Zach Wheeler is too as well. I always picture Zach Wheeler as a guy that's good for 5 or 6 innings, though. You don't want to make him too vulnerable going against a lineup 2 or 3 times around. In my opinion, he does have good stuff, but he's a 5 or 6 inning guy for me. Patrick Corbin on the other side, you could probably argue the same thing here. We've got the Philadelphia Phillies and the Texas Rangers right now. Currently, is this line moving towards the Rangers from what I'm seeing? Because I'm seeing the Philadelphia Phillies now at a minus 152 and the Texas Rangers at a plus 139 here. Definitely looks like actually that there's been a little bit of movement towards the Phillies. Maybe not a lot of movement, Spoons. I'm going to have you give us the market breakdown in this one, the weather. I'm not going to lie. The under here looks appealing, especially when you think about these 2 offenses, how explosive they are. But you got 2 pitchers on the mound. Why is it a 7.5? I know Zach Wheeler's on the mound, but you also got Corbin. Something tells me Corbin's going to pitch well against this Philadelphia Phillies lineup here. At least give us 5 or 6 strong innings, maybe a 2-run baseball, maybe 3. But Spoons, take it away. We got Zach Wheeler against Patrick Corbin.
Yeah, we got 55% of the tickets on the Philadelphia Phillies and 73% of the cash on the Texas Rangers. You got 92% of the tickets on the under and 87% of the cash on the under. This line opened minus 150 or so, depending where you look. Philadelphia, it got all the way up to a minus 160 Philadelphia. And then it's kind of came back down minus 154 plus 138 is what I see again. So a little bit of U-shaped movement there, 4 cents movement from open to close. So not a huge movement, especially when you were talking about having 73% of the cash on the dog. You'd expect a little bit more movement to the Texas Rangers. When I looked at this game last night, I expected the Philadelphia Phillies and Zach Wheeler to take some cash. A little bit surprised looking at how this market's developed, to be honest with you. I mean, you just look at Patrick Corbin year after year, you just know so many people out there that just fade Patrick Corbin, take the other team total over. And you haven't been able to do that this year. Had a couple hiccups versus Baltimore in back-to-back starts, but outside of this guy's been very, very serviceable out there on the mound. Going out there, giving you less than 3 earned runs most of the time he goes out there. If we look at Zach Wheeler, his last 4 starts, his hard hit rate has skyrocketed 50%, 65%, 52%. And that's given up 7 base runners, 4 earned runs to the San Diego Padres, 7 base runners, 2 earned runs to Boston, 7 base runners, 4 earned runs to the New York Yankees, and 9 base runners and 3 earned runs to the Detroit Tigers. So Zach Wheeler, kind of coming back down to earth a little bit. I don't know if the innings are catching up with him, getting a little bit of arm fatigue at this point. He's a more mature pitcher. I generally look for younger pitchers to deal with that arm fatigue, but maybe he's at the point in the career now where just year after year trying to get to 200 innings is just not for him. It seems like there's something coming off his fastball at this point in the season, but he's still rocking a whip under 1 to both sides of the plate. I really wanted to get there with the Rangers bats, but on the full season versus right-handed pitching, they're 25th, 27th, and all the important stats like OPS, weighted on base, WRC plus, and those aren't good stats to take in with a pitcher versus Zach Wheeler, who, yeah, he's been pitching poorly, but this is a guy that, I mean, he's been elite for years. He knows how to work through a lot of innings on the course of a season. And Patrick Corbin versus these Phillies bats, obviously some of these guys know him pretty well still from the Washington days. This is a spot where I'd love to be on the Rangers. If that market had moved a little bit more, I think I would have taken it this morning, but I don't know. This is kind of fishy to me.
All right, Spoons, without further ado, let's bring on our first guest of the show. You guys have seen him here probably more than everyone else here out of our guests here. Him and Stacks have probably been here the most here, so shout out to them for here. Let's bring on our guy. I always forget where he's from. I know he's a Philly. Or I don't know if he moved to D.C. area. What is it, Spoons?
I think he's right outside of Baltimore, to be honest, but he's in that section, but he'll tell you here in a second.
Shout out to our guy. Let's bring on our guest, sports scientist Jacob, to the show. What up, Jacob? How you doing, my guy? Happy Sunday. How's your week going? And what city do you live in again, my guy?
I grew up an hour outside of Philly, so I have a twin brother. That's a fun fact you guys might not know about me. I am a twin. My twin just moved into Philadelphia, so he's about like a 10-minute drive from the stadium. But yeah, I live like 25 minutes outside on the south side of Baltimore.
Nice. Let's go. Shout out to Jacob, man.
I can go catch Orioles games pretty cheap, for how terrible they are.
And you got it. That's a good place to watch a baseball game.
Yeah,
I
did go to that game where they won 18-0 versus the Rockies.
I remember that. I'll be sitting in left field. He watched Home Run Derby that day.
That was a good first Orioles game to go to.
Justin McKelvey said, "What's up, scientists?" Yeah, shout out to our guy Jacob, man, killing it, man. You're always sharing your plays on Twitter. You're in the Kyle Kerms chat. You're in our chat, man. We appreciate you. Break this game down for us, my guy, because I don't think me and Spoons, either of us, have a play in this one. I will be right back.
This game is obviously very interesting to me. I'm excited to break this one down with my favorite baseball team, the Philadelphia Phillies. I've hated to see. I thought Zach Wheeler, I thought he had the Cy Young. He was in the running for the Cy Young, and obviously his last couple starts have not gone well. Spoon did touch on maybe it's the fact that, the innings are really adding up for Wheeler. This is a guy a little older in his career. He is a seasoned pitcher, but there was that game where he got hit up against the Tigers, and he reported having some shoulder soreness. They got an MRI on him, and it all came back negative. It looked fine. And the Phillies did have the option to actually pitch him earlier in this series against the Rangers, and they gave him a couple days off. So maybe that extra time off will give Zach Wheeler a chance to bounce back here today versus the Rangers. The Phillies, I was on the Rangers yesterday. I bet against my Phillies. So it's always like hard when I get all excited at first seeing Max Kepler hit a double to know my wallet's not going to like that. But you have the Rangers. They've now lost both of these games against the Phillies. They're a team trying to make a fight to make the playoffs, and they're the home team. Kind of like Spoon said, like I thought I would see more movement toward the Phillies to be on the Rangers here, but I jumped on the under 8 last night at -115, and obviously the markets really like that bet. Spoon also touched on, Patrick Corbin used to be a guy that was a blind fade, take the team total over. Patrick Corbin's coming on the mound on Sunday. But this is a guy that's got a 3.44 ERA at home this season. And the Phillies versus lefties in the last 30 days, they're just 20th in WRC plus. And Spoon also touched on this. The Rangers, they're still one of the worst lineups in the MLB on the full season. They're 6th, they're 25th in WRC plus against right-handed pitching. It's still Zach Wheeler on the other side of the mound. You can expect Zach. I'm expecting Zach Wheeler to maybe have a bit of a bounce back game today. Another thing that I think is important to note here is we've seen the Ranger Stadium this year be a very, very, very under ballpark. The under's hitting 38, 20, and 1 in the Rangers ballpark this season. Nearly 2/3 of games have gone under. I think today Patrick Corbin can pitch well against the Phillies. Zach Wheeler can pitch well. So another thing to note, the Phillies, they got an important series on deck against the Reds. And then you got the Rangers. They have to go play the Diamondbacks. So that's a less important series. The Rangers don't have any reason to not unload their bullpen here to try to avoid the sweep at home and beat the Phillies. And then the Phillies just got David Robertson back in their bullpen. He'll be pitching today. He just joined. It just got announced while the show was happening. He would join the team today. And Duran only went 16 pitches. He should be good to go. Tanner Banks went 15 pitches. They can use him. I think the only guy you might not see is Strahm. I don't like Strahm. He's the one who gave up the home run yesterday. So everything told me, I think the books were kind of telling you Wheeler is going to have a bounce back game and Corbin can pitch well. So I took the under 8. I would only be on the Rangers on a side, but I'm not betting against my Phillies anymore. They're on a roll right now. I like this. I love seeing the Mets just keep losing baseball games and the Phillies taking the lead in that division. I got obviously the future on the Phillies to win the NL East. So
let's go. I hear you. I'm right there with you, Jacob. Before you came on, that was my lean. What number did you get at the 8?
I got a -115 at Fanatics at open. 1 and 8.
That's a great line. I can only find 7.5 at -110, but I am still going to move. I'm going to move on it with you, man. This is going to be a little bit of a consensus as well with our guest here because I wanted to be on the under, and you kind of just pushed me over right there. Didn't have to twist my arm too hard on this one either. So I'm going to be on the under 7.5 -110. My other books give me a 7.5 at -120. Just wild. Great job on getting the 8, man. I wish I would have gotten an 8. I think that's where you are probably most comfortable in this game. I'm still pretty comfortable at a 7.5. If it got down to a 7, no way would I play it, but we're still getting a 7.5, and I got a -110. So I'm going to go ahead and take this. So our guy Jacob is locked in here. Rangers, Phillies under 8 at -115, and I am on the Rangers, Phillies under 7.5 at -110. Cards getting loaded up today, guys. That's my 4th play given out officially. Probably going to move on one more game here. Jacob, I appreciate you for coming on, my guy. Anything else? Any other games you want to talk about? Anything else you want to say before you get out of here? Plug your channel. Do what you got to do, my guy.
No, I did take the Athletics with you guys, obviously. So we have a consensus pick there. One thing I did look at when you were talking before you brought me on was Chris Sanchez's Cy Young odds are down to I still think they're disrespectful at plus 850. I really don't get this. This dude is at 1 run, 7 inning. Like you talked about, Wheeler's good to go out there for 6. Sanchez is consistently going out there and pitching 21 outs. And
that
people
just dropped 400 points after his last start. I was eyeballing that plus 1,200. I almost want to say it was plus 1,300.
Spoon texted me. Yeah, so Spoon texted me. I was talking about Wheeler, Cy Young, and Spoon said, "Why don't you look at Sanchez at plus 1,300?" This was 3 weeks ago. This Sanchez has truly come in to be honestly one of the most dominant pitchers in the league. It's crazy to see, especially from the start of his career. He was not this type of pitcher.
The bet wouldn't really be on him winning the Cy Young. It would be more on just Skeens getting limited here in the second half. Any injury, and he doesn't continue to pitch. And Sanchez, every single time this guy goes out there, 7, 8 innings pitched and just 1 earned run. It's incredible to watch the guy pitch this year.
Yeah, I think Skeens, the problem is that I think the books are kind of realizing it too. I think the Pirates, with nothing going for their organization, want Skeens to win the Cy Young this year. So I think they're going to throw him out there every single home game. They want him to basically go 6 and get 10 strikeouts and get the Cy Young locked up.
Shout out to Jacob. Yeah, Jacob. Next week, I'm going to give you a proper introduction. Last 2 weeks, I've stuttered on your intro because I'm where's he from? And I want to give you a good intro. So next week, I'll get you a good intro going to bring you on. Appreciate you for sharing your action.
Yo, you know how Stacks has an intro? I feel like I need a science lab intro, like a Dexter's lab, like a breaking, like a Breaking Bad. You know,
we've got a guy on the 1s and 2s that goes by T, aka Tehran, my guy out there in San Antonio, who's great at making those graphics. So maybe
they're so funny for all the.
Yeah. So maybe he can get something going for you whenever he gets the time before next week, or I'll bring it up to Jose. Jacob, appreciate you for sharing your action, my guy. Good luck to you on all your games today. I know you got a loaded card. So good luck to you, my guy. We'll be talking later this week, my friend.
Yeah, for sure. See you guys.
Woo. That was my bad, T. I got to let T do his job and not let sorry, that was my bad. I got to let T do his job. There we go here. Shout out to our guy, Jacob. Let's go to our next game here. I know our guest coming on later is going to be breaking down Sunday Night Baseball with us. So I'm excited to bring him on for that. But until then, we are going to break down this next game. My guy, Mackenzie Gore, represented the NL All-Star team. The guy's 4-12 this season, just heading in the wrong direction since post All-Star break, it seems like. I mean, he's a young guy. You're going to have some bumps along the road, and that's kind of what we're seeing here. We've been seeing him get roughed up in early of games lately. Like, they've been jumping on him early in the first couple innings, which is really interesting to see. I still think Gore has really good stuff here. You got Verlander on the other, but old man Justin here. Don't get why this guy is still playing Major League Baseball at times. I know he's trying to get those wins and strikeouts, but you're not getting wins, my guy. So I'm not really sure what the reason for it is. I hope that he calls it quits after this season here. We've got a rookie against the vet here pretty much. I mean, Mackenzie Gore against Justin Verlander. Currently right now, the Washington Nationals are sitting at a plus 140 on the money line. Got the win yesterday, 4-2 over the Giants. James Wood finally broke out of that shell that I was talking about on the show with Cab yesterday. Guy hits 2 home runs, I believe. Hit 1 home run, maybe had an RBI double in this. I think he had 2 home runs. I'm not sure, but moved him to the leadoff spot. I think that might be the move going forward, is putting James Wood at leadoff and having CJ Abrams hit 2. I just think if he gets one of those first pitch fastballs right there, man, I mean, he can take it a long ways on any given day. This guy can give you a lot of leadoff home runs. I love James. I love James Wood and I love CJ Abrams. I like Washington Nationals, the kind of team they're building over there, but they've thrown in the towel already. They're not trying to win ball games. Yeah, they got a win yesterday. Can they do it again today? I don't know. I think we have a clear-cut pitching advantage here with Mackenzie Gore, and that's him pitching bad. I just don't like Justin Verlander. I think he's good for maybe 5-6 innings. If you can get that out of him today, he's going to be sweating really early. I mean, this guy's old. I mean, it's plain and simple. There's only so much you can do. Not everyone could be like Chucky Morton, striking out 8 batters in a row. At the age of 41 yesterday. That was absolutely wild. Struck out 8 Angels batters in a row. As far as this game goes, this is a pass for me. I was on the Giants team total under yesterday, 4.5. Juiced like minus 120. Ended up taking it. It was a sweat. The Giants had bases loaded. I think no outs in the 3rd inning. Couldn't capitalize on it, so I got some luck that way in my way. I'm going to take a pass on this game here, Spoons. Do you have anything on this game? Break down the weather, market, anything you want to show here?
No, quickly on the market, 63% of the tickets on the Giants, 92% of the cash on the Washington Nationals. Pretty big split there. This line opened at minus 133 to San Francisco, and it's gone all the way up to minus 152. Pretty clear sign from the books that they don't care about that money on the opposite side. So something's telling them this is a Giants spot. I kind of looked at the over with these 2 pitchers. Gore touched on it 4 of his last starts here, 8 earned runs, 6 earned runs, 8 earned runs. Had 1 decent start versus Minnesota, who's a team that's really kind of given up, but he still walked 6 guys in that game. So a lot of red flags for me on that side. And just Justin Verlander coming off the 3 best starts of his season. But who are they against? The Atlanta Braves, a team we've already touched on, who's switched spots with the Marlins. So everybody... I think that's just an overrated start. And then Pittsburgh back-to-back. Kind of impressed he didn't get touched in one of those games. Went 10 innings pitched in 2 games, only gave up 1 earned run. So pretty impressive stuff. But I expect that to come back down to earth. If there's one thing he struggles with, it's lefties. And this Washington lineup is just stacked with him at the top. Wood, Abrams, Garcia, Josh Bell, Nathaniel Lowe. This is just a spot where I expect some runs. I'm going to be off it. It's hard to play an over in Oracle.
It is, especially with these two lineups too. I mean, it was kind of a fate of the Giants lineup for me yesterday, and the Washington Nationals. They got 4 runs on the board yesterday. I think that's about probably the most they're going to be able to get going forward here. But it's going to be a pass for me. We can move on to the next game because we still have quite a couple games to talk about here, guys. Again, appreciate everyone for showing out to the show, man. We're at 126 likes. Let's get to the 200 likes, guys. Let's get it. We've got, I believe,
our guy Nutflush, the Giants Whisperer, is telling us it's a Giant spot. Exactly, Spoon. 3 best starts versus bad teams, and this is another bad team.
Yeah, I mean, I get it. The Giants aren't. I just don't think the Giants are a good team either. That's the fact that they're still over 500 just wows me, guys. You guys hear me talk about them. If our guy Nutflush is on him, Nutflush is a big San Francisco Giants guy. He doesn't always bet them, but he finds the value when he is, and he shares the information with us. So shout out to Nutflush Allen and his whole family over there. I got to kick it with him last January in Santa Anita. It was cool kicking it with him, meeting up with him, betting some horses, watching some football with him. Great guy, great capper. So shout out to him. But yeah, he said the San Francisco spot. So that he said San Francisco team total in my pocket. I could probably see that today. I mean, they only scored 2 runs yesterday, so maybe they get back to their scoring ways today. We can move on to this next game, and our guy right there is he's here to say it. Red Sox smash here against the San Diego Padres. You got our guy Dylan Cease here on the mound against Brian Bayo. I was on the Red Sox yesterday. They took a loss in extra innings. This team is heading in the right direction. I like everything the Red Sox are doing right now. A month ago, I went on the air and I said that this team should probably fire Alex Cora and hire Kevin Cash at the end of the season, offered Kevin Cash a bag. And now I'm starting to maybe backpedal a little bit at that because Alex Cora has his guys ready to go right now. You look at this Boston Red Sox team, if they make the play, it's crazy. They're just playing some really good baseball. They know how to win with these young guys. Their pitching well. You got Cease on the mound here. I want to move on the Red Sox here, Spoons. You guys know me, though. I've kind of been a Red Sox whisperer these last couple weeks. I've been moving on them pretty much in every single game. It seems like I'd move on them probably 5 times out of the 7 days of the week. And they've been profitable for me. They've been winning ball games here. Is this a spot where we can move on them again here at getting plus 130? I don't know. Is Dylan Cease going to – I know, don't get me wrong, Dylan Cease on the eye test, we've seen him pitch very well at times. Going into this season, had a lot of respect for the guy, kind of been tailing off, but something tells me he might have a good start here today, Spoons. We're seeing a total here at 7.5 at minus 110 both ways on the over and the under. Padres are the favorite here. We know how good the Padres are at home, but I don't know. I feel like this shouldn't – I don't think Cease deserves a minus 143 here. I think he deserves more of like a minus 130. Which is going to keep me off this game because I think this might be moving towards the Padres for a reason. Is it moving towards the Padres, Spoons, according to the market? Break us down the weather report in this one and the market breakdown, my guy.
Yeah, this line opened at minus 135 San Diego, plus 121 Boston. You had a few cents of movement towards San Diego early, and then just about during the show, it moved to minus 145 here at the book that I like to track. So that's minus 145 to plus 130. So some movement consistently to San Diego on some of the sharper books. Depends where you look. I see some minus 125 openers as well. It's really just one of those who picked it up first kind of things. 81% of the tickets on the under, 92% of the cash on the under, 54% of the tickets on Boston, and 60% of the cash on San Diego Padres. I'd be a lot more comfortable with Boston here had that game not gone to extras. They ended up having to use Garrett Whitlock and Alroyjas Chapman. So that's back-to-back days for Whitlock. He only threw a pitch, but he had to go out there and warm up, do everything to get his arm ready. So I don't think you'll see Whitlock. I think Chapman probably comes back out there, but he's going to see all those same bats again. So this is a San Diego spot, in my opinion. I'm not going to try to fade Brian Bayo. This guy's pitched extremely well this year. I don't really like his stuff. And if I look at some of his starts, I can kind of poke holes in it. Like the good lineups he's faced, he's given up at least 3 earned runs to. And he's really dominated the bad lineups. And the Padres versus right-handed pitching, they're really coming to life. 7th in mostly important stats last 30 days and top 5 last 14 days. Dylan Cease is just so hit or miss. You either get that no-hit stuff or you get a guy that's walking everybody. I look at the Boston Red Sox. They're 4th in MLB in strikeouts. A lot of strikeouts versus pitchers like this, and that's what Dylan Cease needs to do, because if he can't get you out via the strikeout, he's probably going to put you on base via the walk. And I don't know, this Red Sox lineup is striking me with a little bit more maturity as the season goes on, and I don't want to say they're going to strike out a bunch, but I think Cease probably has a good outing today, but I'm going to be off it.
I agree with you. My heart tells me the Red Sox, and I'm not even a Red Sox fan, but I don't know. The line's telling me that Cease can go out there and absolutely deliver here and shut down this Red Sox lineup. Going for the series win right here, taking 2 out of 3 from the Red Sox at home in San Diego here. One of the best places to play baseball, man. Shout out to my guy Moose right there, able to just walk to that field and, or not walk, but quick drive to get there. And shout out to our guy Skunk Blaster. God damn, that's our guy right there. And there's Nasty Nate. We're all Red Sox fans. You make me a Red Sox fan, Nasty Nate, you and Jose at times. Fellas, got 2 huge dogs for you all today. First one pops off in less than an hour. Wine time. Don't even try to pronounce it. Yeah, shout out to you, Scum Blaster. Scumbag play of the day. Sanford money line plus 175. Scumbag play of the day number 2. Women's Osario money line plus 170. Also on Chargers money line. I hope I said those correctly. Didn't have any practice on those, but you guys know I'm bad at pronouncing things. So shout out to our guy Scum Blaster, my Iowa homie right there, living out there in Iowa. Doing big things out there, always donating to the channel, always placing his bets, sharing his action with us. So we appreciate that. And for that, I'm going to take this last sip of this wine here. Shout out to you, my guy. I hope you cash tickets today. Let's move on here to our next game. It's going to end up being a pass from Spoons and I in this one. I did see our guy Nutflush Allen is as well on this next game here. Colorado Rockies against the Arizona Diamondbacks here. Got Brennan Fott on the mound against Tanner Gordon from the Colorado Rockies. I mean, the Diamondbacks have just been laying the chalk this entire series, being a minus 200 favorite every game in the series, it seems like, and they're taking care of business. Rockies, I mean, if you're a Major League Baseball team, this is who you want to face right now. It's the Colorado Rockies. I mean, it doesn't get much worse than these guys, man. And I think the Diamondbacks probably take care of business again. I don't have too much in this game. It's going to be a pass for me. We see a total right here at 9, a little bit juice to the under at minus 112, depending on where you're looking. My other book is giving me minus 115 to the under. But we do have a team total for the Diamondbacks at a 5.5, at a minus 110 to the over, 3.5 for the Rockies, minus 115 to the over. It's going to be a pass for me, Spoons. We don't have to take too much time on this game here because I know neither of us have a play on this one. But if there's anything that you think the people need to know about this one, let them know.
80% of the cash is on Arizona as expected here. 85% of the tickets, and this line really hasn't moved at all. It's just stuck there around that minus 250-ish kind of favorite. Fott and Gordon, I don't think these two pitchers are separated by that much. I could only be looking at Colorado plus a couple runs here. You can get a affordable +2, but as you said, I don't want to waste time here either. Let's just move along.
All right, T, I don't know what our next game is, so if you could move the graphic over to the next set of ball games. We've just got 3 games left, guys. We've been going live for an hour and 22 minutes. Again, shout out to our guy T. He's been on the 1s and 2s for us. A couple shows this week. We appreciate it. We know Jose does a lot for PSR, and T does as well, but Jose's on a little vacay this weekend, so we'll have him back next week. But shout out to our guy T. We appreciate it. My guy, and I owe him a cocktail or 2 at Southtown 101 in March. Book that right there, T, my guy. Let's move on to this one. Tampa Bay Rays against the Seattle Mariners. You got Adrian Hauser on the mound for the Tampa Bay Rays here. Brian Wu on the mound for the Seattle Mariners. Seattle's just taking care of business in this series as they were expected to do. Maybe not in my eyes, because when I talked about it on the show, who was on the Tampa Bay Rays Friday, guys? Me. They're up 2-0, bottom of the 8th inning, and 2 outs, 2 runners on, and Big Cal hits a 3-run home run. The bottom of that's been my baseball season. That's how my losses usually go. It's kind of crazy, but it is what it is. You can't control. You can only control what you can control and move on. With that being said, I think they took the Rays' souls in that game. We saw it yesterday. Rays even got up to a nice little early 1-0 lead. They hit a 3-run home run later in the game to somewhat get back in it. But Julio Rodriguez is playing on another level right now, guys. And this guy's playing some big-time baseball, and you guys know I don't like this guy, but you got to give respect to the people that are playing well. He's playing well. Big Cal, has been struggling as of late. He was in a big slump going into that game. Also got Randy Rosareno. You got Gino Suarez. This lineup is just different. Going into the season, you looked at the Seattle Mariners lineup, at least I did. Now you look at it now, and it seems like they're clicking. Them and the Rangers are going to be right there with the Astros. I think when it comes down to September, So it's going to be interesting to see. The Mariners are a playoff team, guys. You know, I've probably said that they have been in the past, but at this point in the season, I will say they are a playoff team. I'll admit it when I'm wrong, and I was wrong on them. With that being said here, as far as this game goes, I mean, it's a Brian Wu or pass spot for me here. I think that they can rough up Adrian Hauser. I've been on Hauser at times, Spoon's nose. But at the same time, this just doesn't seem like a good lineup that he should be facing here. Curious to see what the weather's going to be like. I know we had a slight rain delay yesterday in Seattle. It wasn't for too long, maybe like 10 minutes or something. Not sure if there's going to be rain out there today. This is going to be a pass for me. If I was going to look at anything in this ball game, I would maybe look at the total in this one and maybe lean to the under, thinking that both these pitchers can go out there and pitch well in a pitcher-friendly ballpark. Rays really aren't seeing the ball too well, and the Mariners, I mean, they've been hitting the ball well, but maybe this is one of those games where it's a low-scoring affair. We see a 3-2, 4-2 type ball game. That's what I'm looking at here. The Rays team total is just a 2.5. It is juiced to the over at -150, but something tells me Brian Wu can go out there and absolutely shove, give them 7 innings of probably 1 earned run baseball. With that being said, it's an under pass for me. Nothing for me officially, though. Spoons, take it away.
A little bit of movement to Seattle on this line, depending where you look. Some books opened up -185, -190. Some opened up -170. I see just about -190s across the board. So a lot of respect for Seattle here, even with just 53% of the cash on them. So there's a lot of big money on Tampa Bay. Total opened up 7.5, and it's still 7.5 everywhere. So it's not a huge amount of movement. I looked at this and I wanted to back Seattle in some fashion. All my plays in this are in the early game. I did put just a little bit of money on this. I didn't tweet it out, and I not going to make it official on my card, but I put a quarter unit on Brandon Lau to get an RBI today and the Seattle Mariners to win the game at +510. I just look at this Tampa Bay lineup, and if there's one thing that Brian Wu struggles with, it's good hitting lefties. And Brandon Lau's a guy that sits versus lefties because he can't hit them well, but he destroys right-handed pitching. If the Rays are going to get on the board some way in this game, it's going to be Brandon Lau. And I was just looking at it, having no action. I wanted something to root for here. I think Seattle wins this game handily, and I think Brandon Lau probably finds a way to get a sac fly or a home run, some way to get an RBI. +510 seemed like pretty good action there. Only got quarter unit on it, so nothing crazy, but just a little bit of gambling.
Yes, sir. Third game in the series here in Seattle. Yeah, I think Seattle goes for the sweep here. I think the Rays' chances at the playoffs are going to slowly diminish as the season goes on. Don't get me wrong. You can pull a Cleveland Guardians and not lose a game, which is what they're doing right now. But you just never know. And I've got some futures tied up with the Rays, as all you guys know. So I need Blue Jays to hit that division if I'm going to even out on those plays that I gave out there. So we will see about that. But we've got just 2 games left on the card. Our guy is going to join us for Sunday Night Baseball. Before that, we will be talking about Toronto Blue Jays against the LA Dodgers, man. I mean, Dodgers are just doing everything right, it seems like, at home. You know, they had the Kobe Bryant bobblehead night, was it yesterday or 2 days ago? It just seems like they're doing everything right over there right now. They're playing some really good baseball, guys. I believe how many games they have won straight. I think it was 8 straight. I'm not sure if I just saw that or not. But going into this one, you got Tyler Glasnow on the mound against Eric Lauer. Eric Lauer has been nice to me at times this season. I've liked backing him at times. Glasnow, on the other hand, I mean, they paid a lot of money for this guy coming over from the Tampa Bay Rays. A lot of money to get this guy. Oh, my bad. Dodgers have not won 8 games in a row. I don't know where I saw that. Apologies, guys. But this is going to be a good matchup right here between 2 good pitchers. I think that this under could be a play here. We're seeing under right now currently sitting. Let me pull this up at an 8.5, juice to the over at -120. We did see 9s at one point on the board here for this game. At the same time, though, with these 2 lineups, it's kind of hard not to expect offense out of these guys. But you do have 2 good pitchers on the mound. At the same time, why is this not an 8 or a 7.5 Spoons with these 2 pitchers with their numbers? Something's got to be going on. This has to be hitter-friendly conditions today. Spoons, take it away. I'm about 45 minutes away from the stadium, but let me know how the weather is going to be at Dodger Stadium today and where the market is leading us.
Yeah, it's going to be warm like it usually is out there, or not super warm. It's going to be 66 to 65 degrees during game time. I'm sorry, I got the weather report pulled up from the wrong time. It's going to be 83 degrees at first pitch.
Yeah, I would say that seems a little too cold.
It pulled up 4 a.m. instead of 4 p.m. when I just went to read it.
You're good.
Dodger Stadium's going to be modeled at plus 3% runs overall by Ballpark Pal. That's plus 15% home runs, minus 3% doubles and triples. This is a spot where I expected money to come in on the under when you're opening this at a 9 with a guy like Tyler Glasnow on the mound. Eric Lauer, he may not have the same name appeal, but he's had a better year than Glasnow. This guy's got a 2.6 ERA on the full season. Just a model of consistency. His worst game out there is 4 1/3, 3 earned runs to the Boston Red Sox. Outside of that, he hasn't given up more than 2 earned runs to any lineup that he's faced in the last 10 games. And this is just a spot I don't necessarily expect the Dodgers to wreck him. He's faced some pretty good lineups along the way. I think he can go out there and pitch pretty well. Tyler Glasnow on the other side, this guy has been really good as well, coming off a game where he went 7 innings pitched, just 1 earned run. But before that, he gave up 5 walks, 4 hits to the Cincinnati Reds, gave up 4 earned runs. It was that Cincinnati small park, so maybe we can put an asterisk next to it. But I think there's a ton of value on the Blue Jays. This is a disrespectful price, almost in my opinion. This team is number 1 last 30 days in just about every offensive category versus right-handed pitching. On the road, number 1 in every offensive category. Like, this team's been hitting really well for the last month. I don't necessarily know that Tyler Glasnow slows them down. Sure, you can kind of make a big deal and say that some of those runs came against Tanner Gordon of Colorado and they should come down a little bit, but I just think the Blue Jays are getting disrespected here. I was close to kind of moving on a plus 1.5 with the Jays or even a money line, but I didn't end up doing it.
Yeah, shout out to our guy Sweaty Butcher in the building, joining us on a Sunday. Appreciate you for joining us, my guy. And I know you're done coaching baseball for the season, so if you ever want to come on, give out a play on walk-off wagers, my guy, would love to have you. Shout out to my guy Sweaty Butcher over there in the Barstow area, my guy right there. I got to kick it with him at Santa Anita and San Antonio this last year too. Great capper and a great human being, so shout out to him. He's always got the best flour on deck. You can guarantee that. So shout out to him. Yeah, I mean, it does seem like a kind of a disrespected line, as you mentioned, Spoons. I mean, I think you probably have a better pitcher here on the mound in Lauer. They are dogs here for a reason. I just think maybe that series in Colorado, I don't know what it did to them, but it just seems like this is another Dodgers spot here that the Dodgers do take care of business. I'm not going to move on by any means here, and I'm not going to move on the Blue Jays just because I've got futures tied up with them. I've been on them at times this season. I was on them on that Friday night game where they lost. They're up 1-0 through like 7 innings. It wasn't a big lead by any means, but after seeing that, I kind of just thought that this series was the Dodgers to lose, and I didn't really think they were going to lose. So going to probably be a sweep here for the Dodgers. We can move on to our next game here, though. Sunday. Oh, let me see. Unfortunately, my youngest broke his collarbone last night, so I'm not. Damn, that sucks. Shout out to your son, man. I hope he gets better soon. Get him healed up quickly, get him back to playing baseball because that's what we all love to do. Shout out to your son.
Another guy, TJ, real quick. He just posted his card for the day. Minnesota first 5 money line, Cincinnati, Pittsburgh first 5 under 4.5, Atlanta Braves money line, Athletics money line, and the over 9 in the Athletics game.
We are on similar sides, my guy TJ, in some spots. I'm not on the first 5 Minnesota with you, but I am on the A's money line with you, and he's on the over 9 in that one. So it's a consensus with all of us. We're all on the Athletics. I think Jacob said he joined us on the Athletics too. I think he actually said he got a plus 120, so shout out to him. But we got 2 guests waiting backstage right now. Spoons, do you want to say anything else before we break down our Sunday night baseball game?
No, let's get right into it. Let's bring our guests on.
All right, let's bring on our first guest here. We saw him here the last couple of weeks. We got to bring him on because he's been on ice here for a couple hours. Shout out to our guy about to come on. He's been waiting backstage to get up here. So we're itching to have him back here. We're excited. Our guy from Toronto, Canada, by a way of Macedonia. My guy right there, my Macedonian brother. I have a good friend that's from that's from Eastern Europe. And whenever I talk to Gorky, he always reminds me of my buddy. So let's bring on our guest, our guy Gorky on Sports. Welcome to the show. Gorky, what's up, my guy? Happy Sunday. How's everything going for you, my guy?
What's good, brothers? Let's get this cash.
Let's go, baby. Let's go. And we've got one more guest waiting in the wings right now. You guys, we haven't had him on the show in a couple weeks. I'm excited to bring him on, man. Love talking sports with this guy. One of my favorite people right here. Without further ado, let's bring on our guy, Justin McKelvey, Stacks.
Stacks, 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 stacks. Stacks, 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 stacks.
Stacks, we've got a four-headed monster day. How are you, Stacks? How's your Sunday treating you so far, my guy?
Not bad, not bad. Wonton, Spoon, Gorky.
What's up?
Let's go. And shout out to our guy, Sweaty Butcher. He said on the way home from the hospital, he said his son wants to still support the team in the dugout. That's a team player right there.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Shout out to your son, man.
You raised a real one right there, man.
Fast healing, man.
Yeah, because when you're a young kid, you want to be out there playing with your team, but you still want to be in that dugout, you know, cheering them on, watching them. So that's great stuff there. I love to hear that, my guy. And good luck. Any future games coming up here soon. I know we've probably got fall ball coming up for you guys over there. Travel ball, I think you do travel ball, and travel ball seems like year round. So shout out to you, my guy. But we've got Sunday night baseball to talk about, guys. We've got two guests coming on here. We've seen them on a consistent basis on the show. Our guys Stacks and Gorky here. I'm excited to talk this game with you guys here. I'm excited to talk it, especially with our guy Spoons, because I know this game means just a little bit more to him than it does to us here. We've got the Chicago Cup. You know what, Spoons? It's only right if you intro this game. You open this one up.
Let's go.
Start it off, my guy. You're muted, my friend.
Cubs playing the Cardinals here. This has been a huge rivalry going back 80 years now. I mean, the Cardinals have owned the NL Central for so long, and a little bit of management change going on for them. The team has definitely taken a step back, but not in Sonny Gray starts. This has been one of my favorite pitchers to back on the season. This team wins a lot of the games when Sonny Gray goes out there and pitches. And on the other side, the Cubs, I mean, I just have a vividness bias. Every single time they get one of these standalone national TV games, they come out strong and shit the bed. And this is just a spot where I really would like to back Shota Imanaga. He's a guy I think matches up pretty well with these Cardinals bats. Recently, it looks like the Cardinals have been getting to lefties, but it's really just two guys in Austin Gomber and Matthew Boyd that they got those runs off of. And I think Imanaga comes out there and pitches well, and I think Sonny Gray comes out there and pitches well. I think the Cubs have a little bit of the advantage in the back end of the bullpen at this point. Cardinals traded away their closer. But this is a tough game for me. Ultimately, I'd like to move on the Cubs. At the end of the night, I might wind up with a little bit of a bet on them. But at this price, I just think it's priced really fairly. Like if this was minus 110, I'd go ahead and take it. It's down to minus 115 at some spots, and that's with 79% of the cash on the Chicago Cubs. Lines moved down 10 cents in favor of the St. Louis Cardinals. 77% of the tickets on the under, 75% of the cash on the under. Sunday night baseball unders are very popular with everybody. It's just one of those rule of thumb things. They just go ahead and put it on their card. I don't necessarily disagree with it, but never anything I want to add, just something that really popular like that. I could only be on the Cubs here. If the price continues to drop, it'll come down into the range where I want to play it, and you'll probably see me tweet it out. But as of now, I'm going to pass on this game. Let's pass it off to our boys.
Gorky, take it away, my guy.
No, brother, I'm going last. You're up, Stacks.
Stacks, get it, my guy.
Yeah, I'm not on the side, but if I had to pick a side, I'm glad I heard him say that, because if I had to pick a side, I'd be on the Cardinals for small plus money. But Stacks play today, number one, is Wilson Contreras over 1.5 bases. I got that at plus 110. I just like him against lefties. Igamata, however you say his name, Igamaga for the Cubs. I don't want to purposely butcher his name, but he struggles against righties. Now, Contreras left yesterday after 2 at-bats and got a hit. But I didn't see him that he left because he was hurt. I just think he left because they was getting blown out. So there was no reason. So I'm expecting him in the lineup. So if he's in the lineup, it's go time with Contreras. I love him, this matchup against him. Seeing something about the wind blowing out towards left, so it'll help the righty batter. I wouldn't be surprised if he go deep, but over 1.5 bases plus 110. And since the second one's not baseball, and I'll let Gorky go.
No, go ahead.
Tax play today, number 2, is the Los Angeles Sparks. Team total over 85.5. I just looked right before I came on there. I see the line going down. This at 84.5. I love it even more. WNBA is like the only sport that when the line goes against me, that I lose every single bet, but it goes in my favor. or the other way around. When it goes in my favor, I lose, but when it goes against me, I win. The last 5 games, 5 out of the last 6. Yeah, 5 out of the last 6, the Spartans scored 100-plus points. Yesterday, they came off a game of upset loss where they lost to the Valkyries. They only scored 59 last night. They're back at home. They play no defense. This is a rematch game. The Storm and Sparks just played this game where the Sparks won in overtime, where there was like 217 points scored. So I'm just asking them to get to 86 at this point. Stats play today. Number 2 is Sparks team total over 85.5. Best number you get. I got it at minus 112.
Let's go, Stacks. And I already told you, you texted it to me this morning. I tailed you on it. So let's get it. I'm looking forward to that game. I don't know if I'll watch it, but I'll definitely have it. I'll have it popped up on my app.
I'm gonna take a nap and I'm gonna watch it.
Yeah, there we go. Yeah, as far as I'll let Gorky go last in this one. I don't have too much to say about this one, guys. I don't know. To me, it's crazy that the Cardinals kind of threw in the towel as early as they did this season, trading away their closer. Arenado on the IL right now. It just seems like they're kind of heading in the wrong direction, but yet here they are still around 500, still trying to make a playoff berth if they can. Not saying they will, but this is the team that they would want to beat here. If you're looking at rivals and stuff like that, I couldn't end up moving on it. I stayed away from this game, so I'm going to let our guy Gorky take this one over. Take it away, Gorky. Got Chicago Cubs, St. Louis Cardinals, Sunday Night Baseball.
As much as you have to respect Sonny Gray's efforts to be good on a really young and let's be honest, bad team this year for the Cardinals, like this is not normal for the Cardinals. The Cardinals are a prideful organization that's used to winning. This is not normal. It's also not going to last because if it does, the fans are going to start protesting and revolting against this team. This is absolute dog poo-poo for these fans. But I would also ask, why did they not trade this man at the deadline? Why did they not let him go somewhere, like Toronto, for example, and make himself a playoff run? These guys are going nowhere. It's Cubs, run line, Cubs, any way you can get them, Cubs, everything at plus 125.
Our guy Gorky on the run line. He says, don't just take the run line, take the money line, take everything. Triple up on the Chicago Cubs, but he is on the Cubs.
Real quick, though.
Yeah, go.
Sonny Gray got a no trade clause. So
those can be waived.
Yeah, by him. He has to agree to it.
Yeah, that's
nobody
why
wants to go to Toronto. The taxes and everything.
Yeah, I'm about to say so. He would have vetoed that.
No. But I'm like, there are other teams in contention. Why are you not trying to get back prospects for a veteran that's not going to be there in 10 years when all these guys are actually ready to win? Like
Me personally,
Sonny Gray's been in the majors for over a decade.
Me personally, I'm just speculating, but I think he's content with where he's at. Like, this man been in the league a long time, so he's been gone from the Athletics. So my whole thing, if he got no trade clause, it might be deeper than sports. Maybe, you know what I mean? Maybe his family there. Maybe he don't want to move. Like, you know what I mean? It could be deeper than sports when this is a veteran. He's been there a long time. So there's a reason, like, that you want. There's not a reason. It's not because you believe in the Cardinals. That's not why you have a no trade clause.
No,
I think TJ hit it right on the head here, guys. It's all contract related. 35 guys. I didn't realize this. Sonny Gray is owed $35 million next year.
That's insane. That's
Gorky
an
just touched on it.
number.
Yeah, he's been pitching in the league for over 10 years. I mean, he's getting that bag though, and I'm sure he loves pitching out there in St. Louis still because that fan base still is absolutely amazing. But yeah, I agree with you, Gorky. I don't know how they're still afloat right now. I don't know how they're still in it. I thought they were going to fall off. I thought it was going to be one of those teams. They lose straight games. Ever since
they let Mike Schilt go, they took their own souls and stepped on them. Like, and all Mike Schilt has done is he dusted himself off like a gangster, and he's won games.
Yeah.
Shout out to the goddamn Padres who he galvanized. He took this team of stars and he's like, okay, Fernando Tatis Jr., you're going to bat seventh today because that's what it takes for us to be great.
I like it, Gorky. I like it right there. Yeah, I think the contract's the biggest thing right there from what TJ said, but it's going to be interesting to see what Sonny Gray does in this game here. It's Sunday Night Baseball. I mean, these are the games, everyone's keen in and watching on. He obviously wanted to stay in St. Louis. Maybe had more to do with money, but maybe he didn't want to stay in St. Louis. Maybe this game means a little bit more to him. Our guy TJ did say he thinks Sonny Gray could deal today by looking at this price and looking at this total. So I could agree there, guys. I would be looking at the under here in this spot, I think. I couldn't make a move on this one. Sunday Night Baseballs, I don't think I've won a Sunday Night Baseball bet like 4 or 5 weeks. And I just don't have a good read on this. I think it's a coin flip type of game. I think if you told me either team won, I wouldn't really be surprised. So I guess you can maybe find some value with the Cardinals here at some plus money. But at the same time, the Cubs are playing for the Cubs are already in the playoffs, but they still want to keep winning games. They still want to get higher seeding. So it's going to be interesting to see. But I'm going to be off this game. We've got 2 of our cappers on this, though. We've got stacks on Wilson Contreras over 1.5 bases. I believe you said at plus 110 stacks.
Yep.
Plus against his former team in a standalone game.
Yeah.
I really like that.
Bro,
Might be a little tail right there as well.
I have a question. Wasn't Shota Imanaga on the mound the last time these two teams played on Sunday night, and the Cubs won like 14-0 or some shit?
Shota did go 5 innings pitched, 0 earned runs on the 26th versus this team, but I don't know off the top of my head if that was the Sunday Night Baseball game or not. They did already play this year.
I have this vision in my mind where this game was a real blowout. But anyway, today is today. Let's bet for today. I also have a few more comments.
Yeah.
Why the hell is everybody and their mamas on Patrick Corbin and the Texas Rangers?
And it's funny, Gorky. I'm on the under in that one. Our guy, sports scientist Jacob's on the under as well. I don't know. I think both pitchers do pitch well today. I couldn't come to a conclusion on a side though.
Dog, this is Patrick Corbin, another guy that's been in the majors for over like 15 years. It feels like at this point, and like even when they won the chip in Washington, shout out to the Expos. He was not their top guy. It was Steven Strasburg and them boys.
Yeah, him and Scherzer.
Like, it was Scherzer. And Scherzer is another savage that Verlander just needs to end his career with some dignity, because this is not it. This is not it, dog. Go have a great life with your wife, make some more kids, and live it up because you are getting lit up.
I'm with you, Gorky. I think the time's near for Verlander as well. Shout out to you, though, my guy. Gorky, we appreciate you. Any other plays you want to share before we get out of here? I know you might have some action, some other sports you might want to give out to the chat.
Dog, those are my plays. The Blue Jays also get dog walk today because I feel like the time has come for Eric Lauer to get touched up and for there to be regression, because this is not normal. What he has done so far this season is like ace stuff.
Gorky, I've been thinking that for 2 months. I don't think it's going to happen.
I was about to say, like, it seems like every time he pitched, we say the same thing.
Today is the day, dog. The Dodgers
do it to him.
The
I hope
Dodgers
think they do. I'm
the
off. I
Dodgers
can't.
get to him.
TJ Verlander career earnings, $409 million. Guys,
Patrick Mahomes got more than that in his one contract. I'm just saying.
Yeah. Verlander, his wife definitely makes a lot of money too, I'm pretty sure. So
Yeah,
shout
I
out
was about to say, like, they're not hurting.
Yeah,
No, not at all.
They're chilling over there. I
They're
mean,
good.
Verlander, I've said it. He's not out there playing for the money, but at the same time, I just don't know. You can't tell
You
me
know, it's like you see a
strikeouts.
lot of people do, a lot of old heads do this. Like they don't know how to say goodbye and walk away.
Yeah.
Hey,
Like,
I
and-
have a question. Which one of Justin Verlander and Max Scherzer goes into the Hall of Fame first? And do they go in together?
I bet
I
you
would
they go
think-
in together. It all depends
I'm
when
about
they
to say
retire.
they're probably going in together.
If they retire the same year, which I think we're going to see them both again next year, unfortunately, I do think they will retire at the same year and they will get inducted into the same time. I believe so, at least. I think it's only right. I think they both call at the same times. I mean, you notice Clayton Kershaw got that nomination for the All-Star game, for being his last year, and he's 4 years younger than these guys. Scherzer and Verlander didn't get that invite. They're obviously playing for next year. These guys still want to go out there and pitch. They obviously don't want to hang out with their families. They want to be out there with the boys. So
I hope this better be all their last year.
yeah,
Like,
I hope so too.
Scherzer, Verlander, Kershaw, go ahead and be married. Like, live that life. Like,
I know.
your
Well,
Hall
they
of Famers, there's nothing else for you to do.
Literally. I completely agree with you guys. But I appreciate you guys, Stacks and Gorky, for coming on here today, guys. Means the world to us for you guys to share your action, guys. Stacks, go ahead, give us your Twitter handle. Let the people know where they can find you. I know you're breaking down WNBA through most of the week over there on Tony's Picks with Ramon Scott and Ron Crawford. Plug your channel. Let the people know where they can find you. And we appreciate you as always, my guy.
Yeah, my Twitter's, I get this wrong every time. I don't have it written down. I can't read. I think it's J McKelvey 1387.
It is.
I'm pretty sure that's what it says. But yeah, I do the 2-3 zone with Ramon Scott and Ron Crawford. We do that every day that there's a game. We do it the day before, like 4 p.m. Eastern. We record it before. Usually gets put out, I don't know, around 10 o'clock, 11 o'clock Eastern time. So I'm on there. I'm on Pub Sports several times a week, doing WNBA. Just something that seems to be my favorite sport, capping. It's boring watching, but capping 13 teams to a sport that I like is easier for me to cap. So I really like it. I'm going to miss it when it's gone.
Yeah. And I'm looking forward to breaking down college football with you here soon, my guy. We're going to be
Can't
talking
wait.
about college football on Saturdays here in less than 2 weeks, guys. I gotta get week 0 and week 1 finished. It's just taking too much time right now. I put in so many hours already and I'm still not done. It's so crazy. But I got to get that done here in the next couple of days because lines are already moving away from us, guys, as we speak. I know that Hawaii Stanford game, I wanted to be on Hawaii early. They're already at -2.5 right now. So shout out to you guys. Justin, we're going to go ahead and get you out of here. Let's give him his intro before we get him out of here, T. We appreciate you as always, Stacks. Good luck on all your action today.
Thanks for having me.
Thanks for having me.
Stacks, 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 stacks.
Gorky, appreciate you again, as always, for coming on, my guy. We'd love to have you on here whenever we can.
I appreciate you guys, man.
Oh, yeah, of course. And we appreciate your support, as always, whether it's in the chat, Twitter, YouTube, Pub Sports Radio. Razor Sharp, I see you over there on his channel as well, sometimes doing the horses with him. So shout out to you.
Yeah.
Gorky, let the people know where they can find you, what you're up to this week, and recap your action one more time.
Man, just follow Pub and you will follow me. I tag those guys all the time. These guys, I would be nothing in the sports betting Twitter sphere without these guys. These guys, yes, I have always bet like for the last 20 years, but not like this. Now I take it like actually serious and like actually think about the stuff that I put out and the stuff that I put out at like plus 1,000 odds, like for a little sprinkle or whatever. But I still take it serious because like you're putting your action out, so like people can actually see the stupid stuff that you're taking. Like, it actually matters.
I guess it's only stupid if you lose, though, right? I don't know. If you're winning, it ain't stupid. So,
but no, you're not gonna win plus 1,000 bet, right?
Yeah, no.
If you get lucky, it's a one-time thing. You're better off getting hit by thunder. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, and I don't want to know what that feels like, my guy. That's for sure.
No, of course not.
We appreciate you, Gorky.
But the odds are better. The odds are better of getting hit by lightning and thunder.
Shout out to you, Gorky. We appreciate you, my guy.
Bro. And anytime you need me on, like in terms of, especially with football coming up and college and CFL, football is football. I love it all because it's a weekly thing. So we have time to actually break down what we're on. So yeah, I'm very interested in collabing with you if you're up for it. And let's go.
Yeah, you already know, Gorky. You're always welcome on the show, whether it's football, baseball, basketball. You've got action.
Are you turning this show into a football show?
Me and Spoons are going to be doing this show throughout the rest of the season. Our guy Jimmy the Bag will be doing the football. It might be tough, in September because I know Jimmy's going to be doing the NFL Pub Hub around the same time. So me and Spoons might have to figure out. It's early over on the West Coast. We might have to do a 7 a.m. start my time, 10 a.m. over there on the East Coast. I'm not too sure yet what we're going to do. But me and Spoons definitely got to talk about it. Yeah.
Get it out there later.
Yeah.
But
coming on again, Gorky.
Football Brothers is only once a week, so you guys can work around it, whereas your sport is a daily grind.
Yeah, for sure. But Saturday we will Say Hey Plays will be transitioning over to the tailgate with Dabby Cab, all the guests in Tiffany every single Saturday. Gorky, my guy.
That's better, brothers. Let's go. Because we can all be in the show at once and just get it over with. Yeah,
exactly. Yeah,
that's actually better. But thank you for this weekend. Wine, you did a great job hosting yesterday in space of Jose, and I hope him and Helga are having a hell of a time wherever they are right now. Shout out to you guys, man. Don't do naughty stuff, but it is what it is. Let's get it on. Let's go. Let's make some money, and it is what it is.
Appreciate you, Gorky. Have a good rest of your day. Good luck, my guy. Let's go. Shout out to Gorky right there. And this is our ending right here. Spoons, why don't you go into detail on what this is for?
I just want to shout out Kyle Kerms, obviously doing a bunch of stuff over there on his network as well. And it's his birthday today. Dude's really committed everything to that channel over the last 5 years. And some really great stuff's come out of it. Rockies have cashed some big bets with him this year, and the Cubbies came through for him last night. So I figured I'd make a little funny AI picture for him, wish him a happy birthday. Friend of the channel.
That didn't even look like Kyle Kerms to me. Is that Kyle?
Yeah, AI did a little funny stuff with it.
Yeah, there we go.
Thank you, T.
Shout out to Kyle. Looks like my friend Ryan. But shout out to him. Shout out to Kyle Kerms over there. Happy birthday, my guy. Hope you have a really great day today and you hit all your bets, most importantly. But you're able to enjoy your day, special day, man. You only get this once a year. Some people take their birthday for granted, but it's just once a year. I know it's just another day, but shout out to you, my guy. I want to give a quick shout out to our guy, Guillermo Certucci, in the building as well. Came in here a little late. Appreciate you for showing support as always, G. Can't wait to see you here these next couple months here, whether it's at Santa Anita or San Antonio, or hopefully at your house eating those tacos again, because those tacos were bomb last time, man. Shout out to Guillermo Certucci and his whole fam over there. Appreciate them. But Spoons, we're coming up on 2 hours. This is, I think a perfect timing for the show here. We got some good guests in, share some action. We've got over 150 likes. We've had over 200 people pretty much in here the entire show, guys. Appreciate you guys as always. Spoons, once you go ahead and recap your action, I'll recap mine and we will let you these bookmakers.
Yeah, I got the Royals money line minus 116. I got the Athletics money line plus 114. The Reds and Pirates under 8.5 minus 120, and the Mets money line plus 105. Glancing at that Brewers lineup, they're a couple bats missing. Excited to see that.
Let's go. My action today, guys. I got to tweet it out because these games are starting here pretty soon. Twins money line minus 105. Athletics money line plus 105. White Sox money line plus 115. I might regret that one, guys, but we already placed it and we're going to tweet it out. Rangers Phillies under 7.5 minus 110. I'm joining our guy sports scientist Jacob on that one. I have Angels team total over 3.5 circled here for today. Not sure if I'm going to pull the trigger on that, but we've got 4 plays today, guys. I'm excited for this card today. It was a good time breaking down this card, guys. Everyone in there, please hit the like button, guys. Try to get to 200 likes. I've had quite a few people in here, so I appreciate it. Spoons, anything you want to say before we get out of here?
No, everybody just enjoy the weekend, last day of it. Time with your families, watch some baseball. As always, gamble responsibly, have fun. One time, good luck to you. Awesome doing the show with you every week. I'm excited to see how it continues to go.
Yes, sir.
Great so far.
And Spoons, why don't you let us out of here, my guy? You haven't done that this year, so why don't you let us out of here?
Oh, I don't have a leche ready. Leche likes bookmakers.